Bag of wine. It's very old timey, like a wine skin that you carry on your horse, on your mule, and then you take a draft of it, a dram of it. Yeah.
Oh no! God damn it!
It was on purpose. There's paper towels.
Benjamin just knocked a beer directly into Jeff's lap, and it
and
keeps...
we're off to the race. And it just keeps foaming. It's like the Hanukkah of beers.
Jeff we can't let Jeff be happy for 1 second.
I'm more upset that the beer is on stuff.
Oh, it's okay. It's a plastic table.
Those pants.
Dove pants. This is gonna be a good episode. I'm really excited.
Well, we are off to a good start.
Literally every episode we say that. We're just like, yeah.
Jeff looks like he
pissed himself.
Tinkled.
God damn it! No, that's fine.
Benjamin's extremely hungover and wearing a very little sweater.
Yeah, it's very small. If there's one thing that is a genius idea, it is wearing something to a show to make jokes about. Yeah.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
I make sure you can see my pussy through my pants if I'm gonna do a joke about having a big pussy.
So you just wear pants is what you're saying.
Oh.
Hey.
I should kill myself. No, don't.
We have to chill with the suicide stuff because we had a complaint.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, they were like, maybe put a trigger warning on if you're going to talk for an hour about how you would kill yourselves, which we definitely did.
Welcome to this American life.
This American strike.
Act 1, spills.
Was it someone who likes the podcast?
Yeah, it was somebody who listens. I think to every episode. They were like, "Love the pod, but it made me sad."
Yeah, I guess we should be better about that.
Yeah.
Wait, which one?
Oh, when we talked about how we would kill ourselves for like 45 minutes, someone was like, "Hey, I love the show, but maybe like warn people if you're going to talk about killing yourselves for 45 minutes." So.
Did we talk about it for 45 minutes?
No, it was probably like 20 minutes.
It was lengthy, though.
Sure. I don't even really remember that.
Yeah, well.
As the historian of this podcast...
Yeah, rate our podcast. What do you think? 5 stars?
I mean, like, actually, or just what I told just what I told iTunes? iTunes, it's a 5, for sure.
Hell yeah.
3.5 IRL?
No, I mean, I listen to every episode and don't hate it, so, you know.
Yeah. What if I wasn't...
I mean, some people are more interesting guests than others, but...
What if we weren't your friends and lover?
I would... Yeah, I'd
Wait,
probably
what about
listen
and
to
wife?
Well, how would I
wife.
find out about it? That's the thing. How would I have found out about the podcast if I didn't know you? How do people find out about podcasts?
Twitter?
How do people find out about my podcast? I really just... This is a reconnaissance mission for me.
Yeah, this is Ira Glass we have on. His podcast is This American Life. It's Geoffrey Gauchet. It is the guy we shit on the entire time.
We don't only shit on him.
No, I'm just here to refute 90% of the things that have ever been said about me.
I did a correction about the deck.
You did.
And
I appreciate
the deck
that.
has
Unlike every episode, you issue a correction about the deck.
Yeah, now it's a little much.
the deck rules. It is the best, and I'm not just saying that.
I know.
It's really
It's-
great.
Dude, Parasite was so good.
I need to see it.
Joker,
I just wanna
Parasite,
talk
and Doctor
about-
Sleep are all good in different, very, very different ways.
Parasite the whole time, but I would spoil all of it.
Yeah. Don't do
But
that.
it does kick ass that there's like so many movies where there's just like palpable class rage just in the air.
Yeah.
Like it's everywhere now, which is good.
Is it Bong Joon-ho? Is it Bong Joon-ho that did
Yeah.
Parasite?
It is.
And he also did
And it's not funny that his name is Bong.
Snowpiercer, right?
Snowpiercer sucked though. That
I
movie
agree. It was
stupid.
so
That's-
heavy.
I liked it.
I've never seen it.
I thought it was like unwatchable.
I liked it. I thought it was like kind of campy in a way. Like it was like over. I thought it was self-aware about
Maybe
it.
it probably was, and I don't think I realized that. Maybe rewatching it, like I would see it differently, especially
now that
after
I've
like
seen-
seeing Parasite, because that was like truly one of the best movies I've ever seen in my
I feel
life.
like now that I've seen Parasite, I would think Snowpiercer was the dumbest shit in the world because it's like I can't believe it's the same director. Because one feels like just a legitimately good movie, and the other one feels like a sort of hyperbole of I don't know, class stuff. Whereas Snowpiercer was like so on the nose.
Yeah, I mean the metaphor was like so obvious the whole time, you know. Which I usually like really heavy-handed shit, but that movie was fucking
Snowpiercer,
stupid.
the train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're eating roaches.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
But it's like Roach bar. But people are eating roaches
Soylent
now.
Roaches,
I keep getting fucking ads for like cricket food. Like it's like food made
cricket
of
protein.
crickets. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I guess that's people are saying like that's the food of the future. I guess. Which he's also got a movie about the food of the future, and it's like a big, like giant pig that people developed.
What?
That's awesome.
Okja.
Oh, I have seen that. Yeah. And like
I
someone
haven't seen it,
develops, like the protagonist develops a relationship with this meat animal.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I actually remembered thinking it was fine. Yeah, I mean, I like eating meat, so anything that tells me not to, I'm just like,
Yeah, consuming media that tells you what you're doing wrong is a huge bummer.
yeah.
Yeah. Wait, did you tell me last night that someone cried at my joke? Someone told me.
Oh yeah.
Or you told me
No,
that.
I didn't tell you that.
But that sucks.
Wait, what joke?
The
you're
climate
right.
change joke.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus
Which is
Christ.
like half my jokes at this point.
No,
I
it's
don't
just the
even
one
mean to
about
do
his
that.
dick being
Last
too
night?
small for a tattoo.
Last night?
Yeah.
So sad. He's got
Still,
such a little
okay. I
dick.
still feel like I cannot hear myself. Or-
I will turn you up.
okay, I'm all the way up.
No, you're good.
I-
You got some headroom.
Oh man, I'm so hungover. I'm gonna be bad this whole time.
Okay.
There we go.
Don't.
I know
fucking
you
burp.
hate
I have
it,
to
but-
edit it out. People are grossed out by it.
I mean,
So burps and suicide are on the no list.
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
Well, we'll just do a trigger warning for Benjamin's burp. We heard a very, very funny thing today. Our friend,
Oh hell yeah!
our friend's husband has a little brother who's like 13, and he's been using the family iPad. And he has since learned how to clear the history, but they know that he's been watching porn or looking up embarrassing stuff because all the history's gone. Whenever
Right.
he's
Didn't know.
But
you could
before
look up.
that, when he learned to clear the history was when they found 2 tabs open, and one was how big should a 13-year-old's penis be?
Classic.
And then the second tab was measuring stick, so he was putting his little dick
Yeah,
on the
downloaded an
iPad.
app.
Hell
to-
Downloaded an
yes.
app, yeah.
Dude, that's so good.
they didn't have. Well, I guess if he's like right there, he's like, I don't
Yeah.
need to get up and go get.
I don't
That's
know
just
if
the
they
way
had a
kids
ruler
think
though.
now.
the yardstick.
Kids, I don't think kids know that there's physical rulers. I think they just know like there's an app
I
for
think they
literally
know. I
everything.
think they know about rulers,
I don't
man.
know,
If you're gonna measure anything, like
No, we
how
have
big is a
rulers.
phone? Like 5 inches.
Yeah,
But
they're
most
about-
kids have rulers in school, not at home necessarily.
They got
So-
they have the augmented reality.
So good for him for not
app.
measuring his dick in school.
Yeah, I haven't measured in a long time, but that was definitely a big part of my teen years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or a medium-sized part of it. I don't know. I've never seen Benjamin's penis, but
Yeah.
Do you ever?
But we will speculate about it on the show wildly every
Yeah.
episode.
Every episode, yeah. Not just yours. Every guest that we've ever had.
yeah.
But
Wow, look at this really small tall boy. Wow, it's so tiny. It's such a little ass can. It's not, in comparison to
Put your penis
a
away.
hog.
did you ever?
It's like a can of tuna fish. It's just very round and short.
When you were a kid, did you ever download a printable ruler so that you could measure your dick?
No, did you?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And you didn't just like image search.
And who
a
knows if
ruler,
it's to
like-
scale? What's that? Well, because if you image search it, then it's like it could just be. It could be anything.
I mean,
Wine me.
don't you? Where is it? Oh, right. It's been moved because it knocked over my beer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the box did.
Yeah,
not
it's
me.
totally a box. Oh, you could. I mean, what? A sheet of paper is 11 inches.
Right. So I just need like
A
3
dollar
of those
bill
end
is
to
6
end.
inches.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you got a dollar bill or like
Yeah.
You're gonna put money
Fold it
on
in
your
half.
dick, dude?
Next to, or piece
How are you
of
gonna get a-
thread. Measure your penis with the thread, and then line the thread up on the dollar bill.
It's patriotic, man. You're fucking George Washington.
Measure.
I put money in my bra, and I don't like clean my boobs.
Yeah, but it doesn't have like a hole where like debris could go in or
got-
germs.
He's got
Yeah.
holes.
Yeah, that's true.
With
But not like
milk holes.
Not like, yeah,
Yeah,
but
I don't
not
think
like,
that they're open.
They're
I don't want to
open
say
all the
gaping,
time.
but gaping is the only thing.
Yeah.
That is weird. Where the fuck is the hole?
Wait, the nipple?
Yeah,
They're
there
all
are
over
many.
the place.
Yeah, they're like pores, right? Like
Yeah.
little
That's how.
small-
All right.
Wait, have you really not seen the video of the woman squirting breast milk while she's dancing?
I've
at
never
a
really
jazz
paid
festival?
that much attention to anything coming out of someone. Oh, dude, I had a friend in like junior high, and he could make like a little bead of juice come out of
Oh
his
yeah, I knew a
nipple.
dude like that too.
Yeah.
Gross.
That's an infection. That's just
That's
white blood
disgusting.
cells. Yeah.
Yeah, we had
He
a
also
girl
had a freakishly
who
large
would
penis.
lactate in high school and middle school.
Was she?
Nope. She just, some women just lactate. I mean, you can lactate just because you like hear a baby. Like you don't have to be pregnant. Well, it's hormonal, so a lot of the hormones that, I mean, it's not normal, but it's also not.
Thank God we have a token woman on this podcast.
It's also
Women's podcast.
I'm glad to be your guest.
I mean, my friend was a dude, so that's why it was like so
Yeah.
crazy.
Right.
And it wasn't like, it was not milk. It was something.
Oh, I don't
like
want
a
to.
That's disgusting.
I'm
Discharge.
done listening
Yeah,
to
there was
about
a dude
your
in high
friend's
school
nipple
that did the same
discharge.
thing. This guy in high school though, that same dude also smoked loose leaf, like paper, like notebook paper.
Yeah.
Just
How do you
like,
do that?
You roll it up and smoke it.
But it just burns immediately.
Yes.
So you just inhale.
He went to the doctor because he had like a lung thing that happened because
Oh
he was
my
just
God.
Yeah, your lungs
inhaling
get all
pure
marbled.
smoke. Yeah, it's just smoke.
That's
it's just like being
horrible.
in a burning building.
That's so funny.
You guys ever smoked the Bible, man? Really?
No.
Yeah, no, that was the only way I smoked weed in high school.
Seriously?
Yeah. We'd use the blank pages, and then when we ran out of that,
How did you get it to stick? I
lick it?
No, that wouldn't
And then
work.
cum.
I think
It's
you're
cum.
lying.
No,
No, you
use
twist
cum.
it. Oh,
No, I definitely I smoked the Bible before.
I've never been able to roll anything except for a joint that had a
I mean,
sticky
I
thing
didn't
on it.
roll it. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but you know, my
I don't know
boys-
how we got, but we definitely got it to work. I mean, it was gross for
Yeah.
sure, and
Yeah.
probably terrible weed that I stole from my parents. Hi, mom.
Yeah, all we smoked was fucking swag. You know, that was all that was available in the olden
We had
times.
KB, man.
I
would buy KB.
And
Yeah, we
didn't
called it that.
That didn't happen until college for me because I am so much older than you guys.
I think I missed the phase where I think I started smoking weed too late. So like everyone started with dog shit weed and then gradually got better and better. I just the first time I smoked weed, it was very good weed, and
Yeah.
I lost my mind. And I was
Yeah.
like, why does anyone do this?
So the first time I smoked weed, nothing happened. And I think it was shitty weed. And then the like second or third time I smoked really, really good weed out of a 3-foot bong, and I nearly died.
Damn.
I used to
And-
have a 4-foot bong that I figured out how to smoke by myself because I was a real cool kid.
You had to use your feet like you were killing yourself with a shotgun.
No, I would set a I would set a candle up and then go just like lean towards the candle.
Oh my
God,
god,
you
dude,
idiot.
That's so.
That's so funny though. I love that so much.
Fucking Kurt Cobain method of smoking.
I love to make pipes out of apples. That was with a I used to use a meat thermometer to like core it.
yeah.
And then do like the little I even had a little carb on
That
it.
sounds tasty.
See,
I
I
never did that.
would
No, it
Yeah.
actually
I made one
it's like
for you.
refreshing. It's good.
cut out of wood.
You did. Jeff made me a pipe in his little wood shed.
Yeah.
One night I didn't have any pipes to smoke weed, so he sawed one up for me.
That's
Drilled a hole in it and made a little
tender.
screen
Yeah.
out of some
I'm
aluminum
pretty sure I
foil.
inhaled a lot of small wood chips.
Oh, probably.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it
You were
was
smoking
not
sawdust.
good. I did inhale.
I love the smell of sawdust.
I very much know 100% that I inhaled a lot of sawdust, but I still love you, baby. That was very nice of you.
Yeah, that's super nice.
Were we even dating then? Or were you just
Yes,
hanging
we
out?
were dating.
No, because there were a couple of times you hung out at my house when we weren't dating.
There was literally 2 times when that happened.
Yeah, I said a couple.
I know, but you did not make me any pipes those times.
This
Yeah.
might have been one of the first times you were over.
I would have been
when we
like,
were-
he's in love with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was.
Yes.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
For like 2 weeks. You were not in love with me when we were just first friends.
No, it was just like.
He told me
horny
he's not
for
in
you.
love with you yesterday. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the whole 5 hours in the car yesterday. I was just like, I can't fucking, dude.
Yep.
This.
The married life, man. Jesus Christ.
Do you just call me a hole?
No, I was like doing the character of the guy that's not in love with you, and he just sees you as.
Is that what you
a
think they
sex
talk
thing.
like?
I don't know, man.
You don't even like to have sex with me.
We had sex today.
I know, but yeah. You're not. That's not like your thing. You're not like a sex guy.
Not like Benjamin.
Yeah,
Benjamin is a sex guy.
Benjamin's a sex guy.
Relative to Benjamin, no one is a sex guy.
Yeah. I mean, that's just that's a hard bar to hop over.
I still can't get over that we both, when we were talking about Benjamin's migraines, we both separately said to him, "Your brain must be full of cum."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one said it first?
I think that you texted it. I texted it to you,
And then I was like,
and you were like, I already texted it to Benjamin.
It's true. That's how that works. That's what cluster headaches are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Well, this is not that interesting, but I might get to like do some sort of like clinical trial thing for that. Like
Rooms?
No, that would be way cooler.
Oh, Molly?
No.
I'm just gonna keep guessing.
It's cluster headaches.
Yeah, keep guessing.
Okay.
Actual medical shit.
What?
No, it's that like taser thing that I told you about, where you like tase yourself in the neck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. My manager's friend, I guess, is like doing a study on that
Yeah,
shit.
I heard the NYPD is also doing that for turnstile jumpers. It's just helping them with their migraines.
And apparently people like trying to eat a sandwich.
Yeah.
Did y'all see
Yeah,
that?
I saw that.
She
That's
was selling
insane.
churros,
Yeah.
right?
No,
No,
there
this
was
is a
another
different
dude
thing,
who was just
yeah.
eating a sandwich. Like, it's just, yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's literally.
They
I
had
think that might have been California.
Yeah, it was somewhat, yeah, because it was on the BART, yeah. So the sandwich guy was in California. Yeah, they had
You and
like
your Simpsons shit, man.
they had an eat-in today. Like, a whole bunch of people went and ate sandwiches at the...
The video is crazy. There's just a dude eating a breakfast sandwich at like 8 a.m, and a cop like will not let him go, and he's like, "I'm just eating a sandwich,"
Yeah.
and he's like, "That's against the law."
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane.
Jesus fucking Christ. And the lady's selling food.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? You're going to fucking arrest her? Like, it's one thing to be like, okay, we've told you. I mean, like, I think you should be able to sell food in the subway, whatever. But, like, arresting someone when they were just going to walk outside is, like, such a fucking. Even, like, the most cynical view of it. Like, it's obviously heartbreaking to watch and it's disgusting and, like, it's horrible for that woman. But, like, even if you're a cynical person who, like, only likes money, it's just, like, you're wasting so much resources. Do it, like, arresting people who shouldn't, like. Yeah.
They're probably gonna fucking eat the food too.
Yeah, they're gonna eat those churros.
Oh yeah. I've seen Reno 911. They consume all the drugs that they confiscate.
That's true.
That
I
show,
would
that show
believe
is
that, though.
actually good. Do you guys remember that show?
Yeah.
That show is actually extremely good.
Yeah, it's hard to do like satire around cops like at all.
Yeah,
it's such
because it's
a
like,
fucked
no,
up
that's
thing,
probably actually what they do.
Right. Yeah.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine was still good, but it's not really sad. Well, yeah, it's not really sad.
Dude, they tried to
Yeah.
get a little woke at the end, and it was
You
hilarious.
can't. Yeah, you can't do that. I feel like you just have to pretend. If you're gonna do a show about cops, I think it's fine. You just have to pretend that you're in an alternate reality where cops are good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that's fine. But
yeah, there has to be a suspension of disbelief because like,
Yeah.
they're all bad.
Right.
right. I mean, they're all. Yeah.
Just inherently by
By what they're doing.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
And specifically, there's not one good-hearted police.
yeah. But I mean, I think it's believable that there are likable police officers, whether you could be like.
I mean, yeah, of course.
Yeah, they do the Cupid Shuffle at Mardi Gras.
Right.
Right, yeah.
Well, yeah, there are like it. I think that wasn't the part of the show that. I think it's fine to have a show about cops, especially if it's a show that is clearly all very fantastical and like it's not supposed to be taken seriously. It's like less realistic than Parks and Recreation, which is like not to be taken super seriously. And it's one of those feel good shows where you're just like everything works out.
In the like 7 years I've been doing stand-up, I've probably seen like 5 or 6 cops like try and do open mics and talk about being cops, and it never works. It's so satisfying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's what is the funny thing? Like, what is the take that's going to be like, as a cop, this is funny? Like, who? It's not relatable, first of all, and also like, what part of that job is humorous in any light? Like,
I mean, it's always some like regular job bullshit that they try and talk about. Like they're not talking. Well,
I'm not talking about like being a cop, but like
I've seen a couple that were like try to have like funny stories about arresting people, and it's like, no, dude, this is tragic. Like at best, it's at best tragic, and at worst, like you're the bad guy in this.
Right.
yeah.
I did really like this one cop at our school. He was Eddie made fun of him. Eddie is the very tall levy cop who does security. He's extremely stupid, and he always tries to write jokes and tell them to me because he found out I was a stand-up through Claire Dom. And he wants to do stand-up too, and he's not funny at all. And he's always like, yeah, I do these jokes about Eric. I think his name was Eric, and he's this like just absolutely enormous police officer. Like he's one of those guys that like his soul is small, but his body is big. You know what I mean? Like his soul is like very, very meek, but he's just so large, and you know his body sort of surrounds the chair around him, and he's a sweetheart. And he like, I know he's a cop, but he was like, he really is like he likes Bernie Sanders. It's insane. Like we've had he doesn't work there anymore because the cops filter out because like Marlon like sends various people, but you'll have like the same one for a couple weeks. And some of them are really, really sweet, and they're like really, really good with the kids. And they're and they end up talking to you because they get bored. And so when I was at Johnson, they would just talk and talk and talk. And I was like trying to do stuff, but because I was at the front desk at the end of the day. And one of them has like really good politics, and he almost got close to being like, I should quit as a cop, because he was like, yeah, the other day I caught this guy stealing food at Rouse's, and I talked to him, and I like took the food away and I let him go. And I was just like, you know, I feel really like I feel really worried thinking about how many other officers wouldn't have done that. And I was just like, yeah, because I wanted to be like, yeah, because there's no way to be a good cop, because even if you do one nice thing like that, there's going to be another officer down the block that's going to arrest that guy for being homeless. You know what I mean? Anyway, but there are people who probably are cops that are conflicted about what they're doing, but they should quit.
I mean, yeah, there's definitely like an instinct that some people have where it's like, you know, they do want to help. But like, and even if they do a really good, like the best job they possibly can do, you can't have a job where like you depend on people being good,
right?
And you give them a gun.
I think as long as you're a cop, you can't like. There's no such thing as being a good cop in the sense that it's intrinsically like bad thing. But I do think that there are like. I don't think there are good cops. I do think that there are good people that are unfortunately cops, but most of them are bad. Yeah. And when I say good people, I just mean like, at least in the beginning, they're not like starting for bad reasons.
Oh, yeah,
but they
sure.
probably will. I mean, I don't think there's anyone that's been a cop for like 10 years that's still good.
Yeah, lots of them get into it because they like Batman a lot.
Yeah, you know? or
all
just
cops are Batman.
Because most people don't think of cops as bad. Most people like think of cops as good. Even people that aren't just like crazy, you know, Southern gun people. You know, I feel like
thank you for your service.
A lot of I don't know.
Yeah.
I definitely, you know, all cops are bastards and stuff, but I really like the fat guy at my school. I hope he quits and pursues his
dream of being a stand-up comedian.
No, the other one.
Okay.
So he doesn't want to be a stand-up comedian. I said he was a good person.
What does he want to do?
I don't know what he wants to do, but he's like really into politics. He really likes talking about politics. I feel like he should go work with kids. He seems like he's really, really good with kids. Eddie should be a cop. Eddie's an idiot. Eddie's the one who wants to get into stand-up. And he's also really ineffective. He's very slow and ineffective. So if we have to have someone be a cop, I feel like it's good that it's Eddie.
Yeah, this is a very small can, guys.
He loves to put it in.
Are you just trying to say that your penis is the size of that can?
Yeah.
Is it, how tall is that can? Let me see.
I don't know.
8
I
inches?
guess like, no,
7?
It's
about 7, right?
How tall is a tall
Pull out
boy?
a dollar bill.
16 ounces.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have a 16-ounce cock.
How many ounces is your cock?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
We got the dollar.
Oh,
it's like almost exactly 6.
Okay, so most guys that think that
I
they have
do
a
have a-
6-inch penis are wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that
I've
is
never once
extremely.
tried to say that I did. Because I drink a lot of beer, so I'm well aware.
Yeah, that was I think the first couple of dicks I saw as like a tender ute, I was like, oh, penises are generally a good size, because they were all pretty big, and then I saw my first like small to smallish medium penis, and I was like, some aren't as big, and then they were pretty average for like years. But yeah, I think.
But like huge for the last like 4 years.
Yeah, super huge. All the guys I cheat on you with are just absolutely no.
Damn,
just kidding.
dude.
No, Jeff's the only person I've ever cheated on. So
What?
Never.
You
said ever. You
Never.
definitely said ever.
I said never, or at least I
Damn,
tried to say
dude,
never.
roll it back, play it back. I need to know.
No, but that's not true.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
when
he actually
do
has
you-
no way of knowing. But
Yeah.
I mean, when do you have the time?
Yeah, I don't.
That's
I don't have
true.
any
Yeah.
time.
Either you don't actually have the job you have,
That would be
or you don't get
Can I just go cheat on
or
you
you
all
don't
day?
get booked as often as you say you get booked. Like that's.
No, penises are often very, very small, and I feel like there was this the poor boys got this myth in their head that penises like an average was 6 inches, and I don't think it actually
Yeah,
is.
that's what everybody thinks, but it's not.
Yeah.
Average is like what, like 2.5?
No, it's bigger than that. But I think it's like 5 inches or 5 and
Yeah,
like
it's like
a half.
5. Yeah, 5.25.
Okay, but when people say that, if you're considered that, then that means there has to be like a ton of like 4-inch dicks out there.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
half of
Wait,
them.
and are they saying like all dicks in the world, or of a certain age range?
Are we
Well,
about to
yeah.
get into race science here? Like,
No,
what
no,
are you-
I'm talking about children and adults. No, like I
don't think it is.
Scientists
We're talking about
are
adult-
measuring.
We're talking about
baby
adult
cocks,
male
baby.
penises.
What I'm saying is like, what is
Yes,
the?
we're asking 11-year-old boys how big they think their dicks are.
and they're all saying 8 inches.
And it's exactly, and that's what's
it's
so actually the
skewing-
average would be way smaller if that
Yeah,
were true.
well-
No, it's obviously based on adult male
But no,
penises.
what is the age range though that they're doing? Like
Probably 18 and up.
18
Yeah,
and like
adult.
how much up? Because it's obviously got to get smaller as you get older, right?
I don't know, Jeffrey.
I don't
Like
think so,
skin
dude.
It
shrivels.
gets small. Yeah, no,
People
it doesn't
get shorter.
small.
People get shorter
No,
as they get
if
older.
anything, it gets bigger as you get older because your blood pressure stretches
Your
it out.
ears and nose
And
get bigger.
I feel like old
That's
guys
true.
always have like weirdly like weighty cocks.
They have big, heavy balls. Very
Yeah.
that too.
frequently. Yeah.
Well, as the resident old guy in this
Oh,
room,
yeah. True.
yeah, it's true.
I mean, I guess I haven't seen a lot of like
Long
old cocks
balls.
lately, but definitely like being a child in a locker room, it just seemed like all the old dudes had like weirdly like heavy cocks.
yeah.
I went up to each of them and sort of propped it up for a little bit, like a scale.
Pussies don't change that much.
No?
Pussies sort of stay like. I've seen a lot of old pussies just in my family, and also in locker rooms, and I was always like, they
and
get
when
gray.
you're cheating on me,
Yeah, they get gray, but they don't get they don't get like saggy and
damn,
weird.
that rules.
Yeah.
That's way better.
But I mean, you also don't really see the details that much unless you're like really like right up in there.
Yeah.
Which I assume you're not with your family.
Yeah, but
in locker rooms.
like your mom's pubis, your mom. Did I say
Your
mom?
mom's
Yeah, dude.
My-
Oh
your
no, but you
mom's-
definitely
My
didn't say that
mom's
you never.
pubis.
No, but I just remember like seeing my family members' vaginas when I was little and being like, they look like mine. Like when I was like in middle school. Yeah. Not
Maybe you
like
just have like a real old looking puss.
No, not like the inside. I never saw the inside for God's sakes, but like the front of it.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
I didn't think that you had seen the inside. I don't know where you got the idea that that's what I was
Because
saying.
Benjamin brought it up.
The
But also, I don't think the
facade.
inside would be that different because it never sees the sun or anything.
not just the inside, but I mean, like if you're like I don't know.
The labia majora is what you're talking about.
Well, but if you're just like looking at a woman who's like standing up, you only see like a little.
Well,
yeah.
sometimes
You know
you see a
what I
little
mean?
waddle.
Yeah.
But what if they're not shaved? You know, you got a little obstruction of view. You know,
What if they're what?
What?
not shaved.
You mean
pubic
shaved?
hair. No, not shaved. And you can't see. You know, it's like
You
if
can
you're
sometimes
standing-
see.
No, but if you're standing and you got a good bush, you know, like it's gonna fuck all y'all.
This is a hard hill to die
Damn,
on,
dude.
but I'm gonna be on that hill. With
Thank
Jeffrey,
you.
I think.
See,
He
this
yeah.
What it sucks being on the podcast because this is what I would be yelling at my car stereo listening to it when y'all were telling this, and no one would be able to judge me because I'd be alone. And now I have you guys.
Yeah,
here. This-
see? There you go.
Oh Christ.
I need more wine.
Yeah,
I hope there are like a bunch of like sports fans. Like people like yell at the fucking TV about sports.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
but
yeah.
just for our podcast, like stop drinking. You're all gonna die.
Yeah, I'm just constantly yelling, but not always like things that, like in agreement though with you guys. It's fun listening to you guys' podcasts. I enjoy it. Also, by the way, I do want a retraction. the Simpsons, they're DVDs. They're not VHS. They're just full seasons, so they're very thick boxes. So I just want to clear that up.
Oh, God.
What was that about again?
I don't remember. She said something. Oh, it was when the bookcase almost fell on you. Or when you thought it was going to fall on you. But
Well, it was going to fall on me.
All right.
And it did end up falling, right?
No.
Yes, it did.
No, it never did.
Was that a dream?
It
I
had
had
to have been
a dream that it happened, and I
was.
was like, "I'm right," and Jeff was like, "Yeah,
No,
you
everything
are right."
that's on top of that bookcase is exactly where
and
it's
it's
always
covered
been.
in mold. I smell mold
covered in
every
dust.
morning. Nope, it's mold. I
The
smell
window has mold.
I don't think I've ever had a dream where I've been vindicated. It's always worse than whatever the actual
I've been
event
having
is.
so many dreams about my real life that I do not know what's happening anymore.
I had a dream I
I
rode a
that's happened to me
motorcycle
too.
last night, and I accidentally went to the airport, the new airport, and then I was like, I just told whoever was on the motorcycle with me, I was like, see, it's not that hard to get to the new airport. That was it. That was my whole dream.
Wait, were you driving or were you?
Yeah, I was riding. I rode past my dad's gas station, but I went slow in front of it because I didn't want him to see me on a motorcycle because I thought it would freak him out that I was like being unsafe on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Dude, Jeffrey fucking saved our lives on the fucking road
dude,
to
that was
Lafayette
insane.
the other night.
Yeah,
What
Friday
happened?
night. Yeah, there was this drunk driver, like clearly drunk, or the worst driver that's ever been.
No, I
existed,
mean,
but like
blackout fucked
Yeah.
up. There's no way.
like swerving, like was in the right lane
On
on the
Saturday?
highway, Friday night.
Oh, okay.
In the right lane on the highway, and was like kept swerving into the shoulder, but then would also cross back into their lane and then into the left lane, and it was just a side to side.
They were driving like someone in like an old timey movie, like when like they shoot like a car scene, but
is
they're
so
not actually like
terrifying.
in a
It
car,
was super
like
scary.
just fucking like all the way to the
right.
left, all the way to the
Yeah,
right, all the way to
yeah.
the left, all the way
Yeah.
to the right.
Yeah.
It would like
It was insane.
I've never seen someone drive this
Yeah, like
bad.
I've seen people kind of like get close to the lines or whatever, a little wobbly.
And then, yeah,
but
we
like
were
this was like for sure, just like
We were behind it because we were like, this guy is going to crash.
yeah, gonna
for
hit the
sure.
guardrail or something.
And we don't want to be behind it.
Yeah.
So I was like, Jeff, we should probably pass it. But
Yeah.
he was going fast as fuck because
Yeah.
everyone was passing him. He didn't know how fast he was going, so he was trying to keep speed.
Speed limit,
No,
yeah,
really
and like
not.
speed limit is like 70.
Oh.
So like I'm trying to speed up
God
to pass him in the left lane, and so I'm doing like 85 to try to go past him.
Hell yeah.
and,
This rules.
And he just all of a sudden, and I'm watching him, and he starts to go over into the left lane, and I had to like slam on my brakes, but like I didn't do it like in a like kind of way, but like it was enough like just so that way he would keep going past, and then I waited for, and then he put on his left blinker to get back into the right.
What the
right lane.
fuck?
Like he like knew he did something wrong.
the
didn't
blinker
know how to
was a
correct
pretty
it.
fucking,
Yeah.
like tight.
He's like,
I
let me
mean,
put
fuck
the-
this guy,
Yeah.
but like the
Yeah.
blinker was a hilarious
So
touch.
and then he got back in the lane. And
Also,
was able to
we had
haul ass
been like
past him.
nervous as shit
Yeah.
for like a couple minutes, like
Yeah.
as this was happening, and we were going to do a show with fucking Stavros,
Yeah.
and he was in the backseat, I guess, not paying attention.
Yeah, he was just
at
looking
all.
at his phone,
And
just
then
not paying attention.
Just like as the guy almost hit us, was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck? He's like, yeah, this has been happening for like 2 miles.
Yeah, we kept being like, "Dude, I don't know, man, I don't know."
Yeah.
Oh man,
Man.
that show was so fun.
was
Stavros is so funny, and
That
all of
was-
his fans are so terrible.
Oh my
That
god.
was such a good show.
I wish
Oh
I had
my
gotten
God.
to see y'all.
It was
show
just a
last night.
sea of. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna dust off the old horror jokes
Sure.
for this crowd, and so I, because I had to redeem myself because the last time I got to do a set before Stav, thank you for letting me redeem myself. I did medium to bad.
No, it's not true, but go on.
No, it is.
Yeah, it wasn't like wow she bombed,
No.
but it was like I would consider it.
It was like a packed house, and you definitely like didn't have like the set you're used to having.
Yeah.
Right.
Like for a packed house, I had the set that I was hoping to have last night, which is ironic because I did eat a little bit of weed cookie to see Dr. Sleep.
Sure.
So like anytime I have any weed in my system, I just expect to not.
That
do
just
as
sounds
well.
like you were trying to go to bed.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, also
Ate a
that's
little
the,
bit of a
like,
weed
the
cookie to
movie
go to
rules,
Dr.
but that
Sleep.
is the worst fucking name for that. I know it's like because they say it once. It's once in the whole thing.
I like it for it.
No, I don't know. I think
It's a
silly.
superhero movie. It's not really a horror movie. It's a
no, I
it's a
agree with you on
superhero
that,
movie
but-
where they brutally murder a child.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not a
Sick.
spoiler. You know,
And
it's-
you see
it's-
it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like it is whoo doggy, not
Yeah.
cool. It was actually really too much for me.
Dude, canceled Dr. Sleep.
I mean, it was. I think it's not a reason to not see
Please,
it.
No, it's
Dr.
very
Sleep
good.
was my father's name.
But
I'm gonna go get a
it
beer
was
ready.
good. It was just like I don't know if you needed to show that. I mean, they didn't show it. Show it. But it was. I think it was good. It was just like I don't know if you needed to show that. I mean, they didn't show it. Show it. I mean, they didn't show it. Show it. I mean, they didn't show it. Show it. they showed like, okay, so I knew what was happening pretty much as soon as that these people kill children by the time it happens. Like that's not a secret. And so they
Epstein.
Yeah. So they get dude, maybe that's why oh man, I wish y'all had seen Dr. Sleep. Maybe they're all immortal souls that aren't really bodies, and that's why anyway.
Epstein?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's about the movie. But anyway, it's like a superhero movie, and because it's like all about like the shine, because like Danny has the shine, and then he meets other people that have it, and then there's people. It means like supernatural.
You haven't seen
shit.
The Shining?
Oh, you've never seen The Shining?
I've seen The Shining.
You know how Danny has like the shine where he's like Tony, blah, blah, blah.
Oh yeah,
and that's him like
it's
hearing
like his like psychic and the guy who like gets killed, who's like coming to save him. He also like shines. That's how he knows.
That's how he knows,
like,
right?
Oh, okay.
So this is like there's more people, just like without giving any spoilers. There's more people that have the shine, and then there's also people that hunt those people to be immortal. And it's like basically like a superhero movie because it's a bunch of people getting connected by this thing that's happening, and it turns into this sort of like battle. So it was honestly like fan fiction of The Shining, not at all like a sequel, but that's totally fine because I think trying to do a sequel, like trying to do like a similar movie to Stanley Kubrick would be really stupid.
Yep. You would lose.
Yeah, but it was like extremely cool because I thought it was.
Is it Michael Flanagan or something like that? Yeah, he did a pretty good job of like. There's some scenes that are very like in the style of like kind of like homage. There's actually one scene.
But it also looked a lot like a children's movie, which is another reason it reminded me of
the scene going over the lake. This is not a spoiler at all because it's a scene from The Shining. The spoiler. The scene like where it's like an aerial view, like moving over like the lake, going towards the mountain during the day in The Shining. The nighttime shot of that in Dr. Sleep. It's the exact same shot. They just made it darker digitally.
Yeah.
So they used Kubrick's exact shot and made it darker.
No,
according to the YouTube video I watched.
It was very, very cool. Anyway, so I'd done that.
I thought you were just like cool and noticed that, but
no. Come on, dude.
And then I ran. So I said Dr. Sleep wasn't scary, and then I was still a little high, and I decided to jog before the show when it was dark outside, and I was having full blown hallucinations the entire time.
Nice.
Like I was like there was a traffic cone and like a stop sign that I had imagined as a man in a fucking windbreaker just like staring at me on an empty street. Like I was coming up with like I was definitely fucked up from that movie, so it definitely did do something. So I was not expecting to have a good set because I was still high and I had seen a 2.5 hour horror movie an hour ago, and so I was in a weird headspace. So I was super glad I got to redeem myself. But Stav is so funny, and all of his fans are terrible. And one guy came up to me, not all, actually some were fine, but one guy came up to me who was a caricature of a douche. So in the beginning, he had come up to me and Margie. Who was robbed in the election. Anyway, but he'd come up to me and Margie's fiance, and he was like, does anyone have any weed? And we were all very politely like, no. And he's playing number one stunner on his phone in his back pocket. So he slams the phone down on the table. And we're all like, who the fuck is this guy? And then he changes, he picks up the phone. I'm like, okay, he's going to turn off the music. He changes the song because me and Margie are just having a conversation. Yeah. And then he's like, well, can I at least have a cigarette? And then Margie says yes and starts to hand him one of hers. And then he just grabs one of mine. And then after the show, Margie said it got worse. But after the show, he came up to me and was like, hey, really good stuff. I usually don't think women are funny because they're just vulgar, but you had a brain behind it. Yeah.
Classic.
Very cool. I had a brain.
Behind it.
Unlike other women. Unlike other women who are lobotomized before they talk about sex. Yeah.
Man. I had when we did the Stav show in Lafayette, there was a woman who was like huge Stav fan and like called me over afterwards and asked why I didn't have merch, and then said that she would buy my dirty underwear.
Oh, you should open an OnlyFans. Dude,
yeah,
you're set.
Yeah, man.
Have I said already that someone stole my identity and just used it to buy OnlyFans subscriptions?
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they stole your identity.
I just remember this in line for the fucking like dance party last night. There was a dude that me and Kamari both looked at him and started laughing, and then we looked at each other and like knowing fucking glance and like laughed even harder. He just looked exactly like a Mexican version of you.
Wait, I saw that guy on Friday night. sorry. He's like hot and like bald, and he has a mustache, and he looks like he's either Mexican or light skinned black.
I mean, I don't know. It was like nighttime, but
so this guy
I think he was
passed.
probably
I was
Mexican,
with Lane. I was with Lane, and like you passed by, and I was like, "Hi," and he just sort of looked at me like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "I really thought that was Glaviano," and Lane was like, "Holy shit, yeah." He looks like he was wearing like. And then I got a little closer, and I was like, "Oh yeah, has darker skin than you." But yeah,
like same height and frame,
everything,
dude.
absolutely everything.
Miguel
Exact same
Glaviano.
nose, except for he has more of that like more of a Hispanic nose because it like kind of curves under at the end. This is now getting into phrenology, but that's a real thing. But
maybe it was just Yusuf Roach in disguise
Shut
since
up.
his cancellation.
Damn, dude.
there is a every race version of Michael Glaviano.
That's true. Yeah.
Now it used to be there was an every race version of Yusuf Roach, but now that he's been canceled, you're the default.
Yeah.
Unless we find out the Mexican guy's name, and then you're the white version.
Well,
of him.
unless we find out that the Mexican guy has more Twitter followers. That's how we establish who is the original.
Who's the original?
Yeah.
Exactly, for sure.
Dude, I hate so much that there is a fucking Ben Hoffman who had a show on Comedy Central.
Yeah, that really sucks.
Well, it's good that you go by Benjamin.
Yeah,
though.
Benjamin. You are a Benjamin.
I mean, I would like to think so, but you know, no one besides you three fucking agree to that.
I mean, because we're all full length first name.
What's your middle name? Maybe you can use a middle name, or did you not have middle names?
No, my middle name is super Jewish.
What is it?
Sherman.
Dude,
Benjamin Sherman. Yeah,
Wait,
Sherman Hoffman.
Yeah.
Ben
No,
Sherman.
Ben
No,
Sherman
you
is
can't be.
cigarettes.
That's already
taken.
You can't be
Also,
Sherman.
isn't he like fancy suits in New York, like a haberdasher or something?
Wait,
like that?
are there not
Ben
Ben Sherman
Sherman?
cigarettes?
No, those
Nat
are
Sherman's.
Nat
Okay, yeah. Ben Sherman.
Ben Sherman's he's like a haberdasher to the stars.
Dude,
like,
you have to be Sherman Hoffman.
like I think a
No.
lot of rappers
As-
got a lot of like.
Yeah,
stuff.
thank you for vetoing that.
It's you're not Jewish by blood. No, I'm just kidding. I've fought with you on this before. and
Oh,
you're
because
my mom
you're like
converted.
It's
yeah.
matrilineal.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, dude, I came out Jewish, man.
That's true.
That's how it works.
with Catholicism.
Tell me more about different races' noses.
Okay. Okay.
with the
Well,
Jews.
it is true that there's no way.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I really didn't think you were gonna yes and that one.
Yeah, I shouldn't have gone there. Michael should probably get rid of it. But I have noticed that like there's certain noses that were that
No,
like
keep going.
certain people are from. Is it really that insane to acknowledge that there's like facial features that people have if they're from different parts of the world?
Yeah, as long as you don't think of it as deterministic.
No, like what does that mean?
I just mean like not all of them do.
no,
it's just like,
but it's just like a pattern. Like there's a lot of white people that
That's why you can like recognize like what someone's ethnicity is. Like,
Right.
yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
like white women have like there's some white women who have big lips, but like more white women have thin lips than non-white women. Like, and there's a lot. Yeah, I don't know, but anyway, your nose. It looks Jewish, but you're not Jewish.
Correct.
No,
It's
that's not a
Italian.
Jewish
That's an
nose.
Italian
Is it?
nose.
Okay.
Yeah, you got a big nose, but not like a Jewish nose.
You know, I really would love to be oppressed in some capacity, so I'm gonna go with Jewish.
That
nose
is
for
the
sure.
white man.
You don't really have a
thing.
big nose.
That is the way that white
No.
men are oppressed, is that
Really
they are
don't.
not oppressed and therefore can't complain about anything. And
Yeah,
I
but-
love to complain.
It's tough, dude.
I have a big nose.
Not
I don't
really.
know, you know.
I've been
Susanna
told,
thinks she has a big nose too, which
got
every
no,
woman
Susanna
thinks.
has like a button nose.
Yeah, she
There's
has a
nothing wrong.
My
with
mom
that.
has a
Especially
perfectly.
small
My
nose.
mom has like a small symmetrical nose, and she never shuts up about it.
I think I have a pretty normal nose. I think.
Yeah, I don't
looks
know
pretty
where you got
normal.
your
It's not-
nose from.
My mom's is very small. My dad's is like normal size, so it's.
Dude,
You
I
don't
saw-
look
weird.
like
I saw
your
a
dad.
picture
to
of.
me.
I definitely have to take more off of my
But
mom's
you don't
side
look like
for
that
sure.
much. You don't look that much like your mom either.
Yeah, but I'm definitely more. Yeah. That's probably exactly what happened.
Yeah, that's
dude.
probably it. No, you have too many stomach issues to not be your father's.
Yeah, my colon is so fucked up.
Yeah.
It's definitely both of them. Their colons are. Yeah, there's no way.
See, both of them. Could be your mom. Your mom might
could
just
just-
like guys with bad colons.
Yep, she's into it.
Yep.
We solved that one.
Crack the case.
I feel like
y'all.
Michael's very annoyed with me.
No, I'm not annoyed with you.
Okay.
No. I'm feeling low energy.
That's just his default.
No, my default is being like slightly annoyed with Benjamin for something he said on the group text, but then when I see him in person, I'm not mad at him anymore.
That's actually really sweet.
Every single time.
That's really sweet because you realize you're like, I actually.
What can we say?
Have
you feel? Are you feeling better?
Did you have a headache?
I'm drinking.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no, not a headache. Just like I haven't slept much, and I definitely drank too much last night. On like an empty stomach too. I like didn't want.
And you took Adderall.
Well, like earlier in the day, which is probably why I didn't
eat.
But it was just like a little nibble.
A little nibble.
A little nibble.
Wait, what does Gabby's grandmother call it? Does she call it a nibble?
A skosh.
Gabby has this grandmother that's just like a cartoon Yat.
Nice.
And Dondi. And
Hell yeah, that's an amazing
if you're
fucking
sick,
Yat name.
If you as a stranger were like on the street just like I have a headache, she'd be like, you wanna nibble a Xanax? Like she would she rules.
Hell yeah. My mom drugged me and my sister with Xanax for a long plane flight and did not tell us that she had done it.
That's like a
How
federal
old were
crime.
you?
I think
I get it. It's fine.
I think I was 7.
Yeah, I didn't say it was
my
bad.
sister
Yeah.
was 12.
Absolutely.
I
Give
wish
their
I
kids
could
like
give
whiskey or whatever to go to sleep.
We're not allowed to. All we're allowed to do is we can't even put like burn gel on the kids if they're burned legally. We have before.
Oh, because it's like lidocaine or something like that.
No, we can't do shit. We cannot do shit.
can't even give
we
them,
can't
like,
give
an
them
Advil, yeah.
We can't give them Advil. We can't do anything. I mean, I would if a 14-year-old girl came up to me and was like, "I have period cramps," I would slip her some ibuprofen.
Right.
But I could go to jail for that.
Yeah.
Like it is illegal in Louisiana now. Yeah, it's fucking insane. Like all of these things to like protect kids because I don't know.
Like I guess because they might have like
allergies or reactions
Yeah.
Well,
or
yeah,
family
but if a
family beliefs.
If a kid wants a peanut, give him a peanut. Like, let God sort him out.
I get being a peanut-free campus. That does not
Yeah.
bother me. But the inability to put Neosporin on a child's infected wound is just so fucking stupid. Like, sometimes the nurse will... Anyway, I was just thinking, what was I thinking about this for? Oh, how you can't give kids anything. And there's some kids that, like, I would just love to absolutely knock out. Like, I'm just like... not, like, with my fist, but I'm just like, you just need to go to bed. Like, you don't sleep at home. You... At school, like, we never take kids out of class. They take themselves out of class. So these are kids that are already refusing to go to class, and all the support staff is, like, running around chasing this one kid. And I'm like, I wish you could just go to sleep. Like, if we could just make you go to bed.
Put you down.
Just take a little nap.
I always loved the point in the year when the teachers would just give up on me and let me sleep through class.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, you figured me out. I'm not gonna.
There are kids that if they slept in class,
myself.
everyone would be so fucking relieved because they have, like, man,
I'm sure the teachers were because it was like he's either going to be like yelling about like weed and communism, or he's going to be asleep in class or ditching school. So
this one kid like loves me, and then hates me, and he also the other day I wore a sweatshirt with he's used to like hiding in my jacket because he like needs to always be touching. And so he's either hitting me or grabbing my hand or hugging, and like he's very tender and sweet, and then 10 seconds later he's extremely mean. But he like hides. He's like 40 pounds.
He shoved his head under your shirt and you weren't wearing a shirt under it.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa! And he was just like, and he knew it was wrong too. He was like, ah! So I was wearing a bra. I was wearing a sports bra.
Right, sure.
So it was like,
Sports bras are basically 2 shirts.
yeah, but like it wasn't like he saw my breast, but it was still probably
not
He's gonna
the
remember
best
my hairy
scenario.
belly button for the rest of his life. Like I don't think.
I hear you, brother.
Yeah.
My man. Yeah.
Oh man. But then the next day he said, "Shut up, you fat bitch."
Oh yes,
So,
dude.
Yeah. He's in 2nd grade. First grade.
He's the Joker, baby.
Dude, that's
love
never
that kid.
not funny.
I know it's hard to stop saying, honestly.
man,
I'm the Joker.
It's so hard not
I'm
to
the Joker,
laugh at
baby.
kids' bad behavior. I mean, eventually, like you can put it
but like
into
when
context.
they're like that age, like 1st grade or whatever. It's
I already talked about this on the podcast, but that little kid that fucking flipped me off at A.L. Davis was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life.
Wait, I think I forgot.
It was like we were doing the brake light clinic, and there was like this little kid who was like someone's little brother from like the Pee Wee football team that was like practicing. And I went over to see if we were going to be able to like use the like facilities there, if like people needed to go to the bathroom like before the thing.
Smart.
And there was just this unsupervised little kid. Because like I saw that there was a Pee Wee football team eventually, and I was like, oh fuck that, I'm not even gonna go check. Like, I'm not gonna be a weirdo like wandering into these people. But he was closer to me, and there was no adults around, and he was probably like 4 or 5, and just like made eye contact with me and like smirked and just fucking flipped me the bird.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that is scary that he like knew what he was doing, but maybe he didn't know.
Oh no, the look in his eye.
That's not great. I mean, it is hilarious.
He was like being very like cheeky about it.
Yeah. Like he knew it was a bad thing. So it was like,
yeah, I guess don't do that to a stranger because you don't know what the fuck adults are.
Well, no, I think it's more just like the fact that he is seeing that like enough to be like, I know what this is sort of, probably negative environment.
Dude, when I was like
kids figure that shit out pretty early. Like,
I figured out the bird in like 2nd grade.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining like a room full of fucking first graders flipping you the bird for like a whole year. Like, she doesn't know.
Well, we used to say like someone used to get, if you gave it like this, they were like, no, because it's like the dick and balls.
Sure.
Is that
what?
right? Yeah.
I mean, it's not. I mean, no one really knows.
Dude, I remember. Okay, so
And I can only do it with.
everyone did it with like knuckles like fully withdrawn.
Yeah.
And then
at some point somebody
it was when
to
it was when 8 Mile came out, because that whole movie there's like 10 fucking middle fingers in that movie, which is like cinematic gold. Definitely.
Okay, so 3rd grade for me was 1993. So
that was when I was wow, that's when I was
Yeah.
first in school. God, you're so old.
Yeah, I'm only 5 years older than you. It's not. I'm not like a
cradle robber.
Yeah. Come on, man.
No, I was calling you a cradle robber.
I'm Jeffrey Epstein with a G.
Dude, going to Catholic school is like, because there's always this slow revelation of like what people are, like you slowly start to figure out profanity and like what people are saying. And then like figuring out what the word virgin meant as someone who went to Catholic school is like a very specific kind of like.
Because of like Virgin
the
Mary.
Virgin Mary. Yeah. Basically like. It would be like if there was a religion with a character named like Christopher the Cuck, and then you're like in 2nd grade and you're like, what?
Yeah.
I never really.
This is our patron saint, non-fucked Tom.
It's really great because like I remember like
old
the term
dry dick Tom
around, but I don't remember when I had it like fully explained like what virgin meant. Like I don't know when that actually happened. I don't know, man. I don't know if that was just
when you lost your virginity. They were like, "Hey,"
they're like, "Hey, by the way,
see you later,
can't
virgin."
Be the mother of God anymore.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like, I mean, it's kind of one of those like, could God make a stone so big he couldn't lift it? Like, could God make somebody so fucked that he couldn't then unfuck them? I don't know. I feel like
That's
it's
the
like,
worst hypothetical I've ever heard.
Some kind of like cosmic Narcan for sex, where it's just like you're like somebody who fucks, and then God squirts a little thing in your nose, and you're just like, I love Rick and Morty, or like whatever.
Wait, is that show coming back tonight?
I have no idea.
It's soon. If it's not tonight, it's like within the next. Yeah, they're only doing like 5 episodes or something like that.
Dude, Rick and Morty's good. Everyone's stupid.
It's just that they have shitty fans.
I guess, but I feel like that's
it's a
like
good show.
That's the narrative or whatever. But I really don't. I mean, I guess there's like some like vocally like annoying people.
I was in like
that,
some
like do some like get swifty shit
Yeah,
or whatever.
well,
but,
I
like,
was in
the
a shit
fans are
posting.
Everyone's a fucking Rick.
I was
and
in
Morty
a Rick
fan.
and Morty themed shit posting group on Facebook, and it was the most like. And not even like, I can't handle it. But like, it was like straight up racist, misogynistic, homophobic shit that they were just like doing like Rick and Morty memes that were just like so awful. But like the Simpsons shit posting group I'm in are like, it's like, hey, what if we mash up 2 episodes of The Simpsons and maybe throw Family Guy in there? Like,
I wonder what about it is, because like there's nothing in the show I think that's.
It's just dark. And I think people that like take that like nihilism shit, real far.
But like, there's nothing about the show that's like.
Well, it's people thinking that Rick is like the good guy, even though like.
But Rick isn't actually that bad.
No, he's not that bad. But I mean, he is a causer of problems, and so a lot of people see that as
He's
like
the
that's
Joker,
cool
baby.
thing. Yeah, exactly,
Dude,
It's the same idea. Exactly.
Any cartoon that has jokes that make they're not necessarily smart jokes, but jokes that make people feel smart will be a magnet for fucking
Yeah.
Right.
Like I got that reference kind of jokes. Fuck
See,
yeah.
I feel like I probably
Futurama's more that than anything, but no one's like Futurama fans can,
either I'm so do you watch Rick and Morty?
No.
Okay, so
But I have met a lot of people with Pickle Rick shirts that I want to kill.
Rick and
Okay.
Morty is good. We went over this the other day. The Beatles are good.
the Beatles are good. Rick and Morty's good.
Run the Jewels are good.
Run the Jewels is good. Bernie
Sanders
Sanders
is
for
good.
president.
Yeah.
No, everyone is wrong. I mean, I do understand that the fan bases for everyone but Bernie Sanders could be bad.
Yeah, it's like
and
Tool
Run the
rules,
Jewels.
but their fans suck.
All right, that's a stretch.
What?
Tool rules, but they're
No,
fantastic.
Tool.
I like
Tool.
I like
sucks.
Tool.
God, I
agree.
fucking.
I'm
hate
not like
Tool.
a Tool. Like I didn't
Fuck
like
you.
I haven't even listened to the new album. I
Jeff
haven't
has
listened to the
bad
new
taste
album.
in music.
I have great taste in music.
Jeff has bad taste in
You just
music.
don't understand my taste. In music.
Yeah.
Explain,
Go on,
wait,
go on.
explain it to her.
Dude, I'm about to.
I just don't understand Tool.
I'm about to lose
man.
myself. I got
Yeah.
mom spaghetti
Look,
on my
I'll have
sweater
You just don't
already.
understand polyrhythms, okay?
Yeah, Jeff still listens to.
You just can't hear drop D tuning, and so
We're not about
I have
to
old
drop
lady's
any
brain.
D soon. So.
And if we did, it would be. No, I'm just kidding.
You didn't even finish, and
I know.
you
Yeah,
all
well,
retracted.
Well, she rarely does.
Much like Jeff's
No, I don't.
retractable penis. All right.
my telescoping dick.
Wait, what?
I don't know. He said retractable, so I was thinking, but like that's the opposite. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. I know you're not going to cut. Any
You mean
of
you
this.
need?
I listen to every episode. It's like I'm going to cut this, and then nothing ever gets.
No,
cut.
He said that because you need a telescope to see his.
There it
got
is. There it is.
I think it's because the telescope goes.
Oh,
back and
dude,
forth.
the first
Yes.
last year when fucking Stav did the show at Always, there was both times because we see the like who's bought tickets, like we've got the like names or whatever, and it's always like a dude's name, one ticket.
Yeah.
Like, that's like
I saw a lot of those working the door. Yeah.
but it was one of those dudes, and he sat directly in the front and center, and he had a microscope. I guess he had just bought, but it was like, I'm gonna make fun of your penis. You fucking have a microscope
In your lap at a comedy show.
There's no way that
Yeah.
you don't know what's about to happen.
Wait, you're gonna go
That's
take
really
a leak?
funny.
I cannot believe they were so well behaved for me. They were like,
Yeah.
it was crazy. And even the one guy that was like, yeah, I've used a female condom. I was just like, you better shut up. And he was like,
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, exactly.
I forget what you said, but you did shut him down so.
It was so good.
I said,
Like
don't get
under-
mouthy with me, baby, or something like
Yeah,
that.
It was like under your breath very quickly, and I was like,
that's
"Oh,
hot.
fuck."
Wait, say that again, but like slower.
I didn't call him baby.
no.
But I said, don't you get mouthy with me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you did the opposite of yes and him. He was like, I have, and you're like, no, you have not. Shut up. And then you continued your joke.
Yeah.
Oh man! Luckily, those dudes that were extremely fucked up just fell asleep.
They just fell asleep.
That's so
It was
good,
so
dude.
funny.
Okay, yeah,
This guy had a
I saw a
square
reference to
head.
this.
So he had a square head and his face was inside of his own head. Like his face was like under, like it was like his
It
forehead.
was like
God, I wish you could see.
sunken into.
It was. He had a
his-
sunken face. He looked like he was made by someone who was like trying to make a strong, like build a strong man, but was drunk. And that's like what this man looked like. And he was wearing like.
Bro.
And he had like spiky hair, and you could just see him just sleeping like a baby throughout the whole show. And then he would wake up and like look and like laugh, and then fall right back asleep. And there was another guy next to him who was being a dick, right?
I didn't really notice.
Yeah, I heard some.
guess
I mean,
so.
a lot of people came to narc them out.
Yeah.
To me, and I was like, I already texted. I'm not leaving this chair. I don't get paid enough for this.
No. Which is none.
Which is none. I get paid in.
I get paid none.
I get paid in exposure, and
Man, this dude fucking works
it's
the
like-
door so tight.
I just like texted Paul and texted Benjamin and was like, my work here is done. But dude, every time I tried to make fun, like Paul would come around every once in a while, and every time I tried to make fun of the clientele, I was like, dude, everyone here looks like exactly like me. Everyone here is wearing a flannel and has a mustache and a hat.
I was doing a joke about 25-year-old men, and I looked out and I was like, oh man, this is all 25-year-old men.
Yeah, they were 100%.
Everyone. And then there were women there too. There was probably 10 women.
Yeah.
There was probably 80 men and 10 women.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, there was like 130. No, not. There's like 115, 120
Holy
people.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and probably 4 or 5 ladies.
There was probably 10 women. 10 to 12
Damn.
women.
That's a fucked up ratio.
It was
No, it was more. There were
nutso.
definitely more.
And
than
there
that.
was 2 black people, and I did not see a black person.
Dude.
I saw him at Cajun's after, and I was like, "You were at the show?" Because I saw 0 black people,
Yeah.
and he was like, "I was there. I love Cumtown."
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I had 2 people be like, I was like, we're sold out, and they're like, but I'm a big Cumtown fan. I'm like,
It's like, then why didn't you buy tickets
Yeah,
early?
take it up with your Patreon, bitch. Like, that's not our problem. Yeah.
yeah. But what felt really bad was that like we sold out, and then we oversold a little bit, which was a mistake because then like lots of people came trying to get in, and like I was like, we oversold, but like there were lots of people who weren't white wanted to come to the show, and I was like,
man.
why didn't I just not let white people in extra? You know,
Well,
but I just suck at telling people no.
It has to be first come, first serve.
Oh, did you find out who that woman was?
No,
Yeah.
I'll never know.
Yeah.
Apparently, a hot lady who was ostensibly bisexual.
What? I didn't say. You are reading so much
A
into
gay or
this.
bisexual hot lady came
No,
and said, "I
they were
love
with
Mary
their
Devon."
mom, dude. Yeah.
Wait. What's the story?
Okay, so
Yeah.
basically, so I'm horrible at working the door because I can't tell people no, and so
yeah.
So I turned some people away because I didn't like their face. That was easy, but then like when a cute woman showed up with an older woman and was like, I was like, we're sold out, and they're like, but we love Mary. Like we just came to see Mary Devon set. We love Mary Devon. I was like, okay, you stand right there because MD was going up at that moment. I was like, you stand right there for 7 minutes, and then you can watch the set, and then you can go. And
Oh, well, then you owe me and Paul $20.
sure, fine,
Yeah,
whatever.
dude. You fucking narked on yourself.
Thank you, Michael.
But she was just really sweet, and then she was after your set, everyone was clapping, and she went like, "Oh God, Mary Devon's the best," and then just like walked out.
I wish I knew who that was.
Yeah.
And you said she was. Wait, what color hair did she have?
I think like kind of like light brown.
Did she talk about the condition of her underwear that she would buy, or?
No.
I'm wearing old lady panties tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
We do got to figure out a way to
Oh, wait, I have
monetize
to
this
take my ringworm
podcast.
medicine. Do y'all want-
A show,
do
a
y'all
monthly
want-
show.
Do y'all want a ringworm update?
Yes.
So I
Sure.
went to
I thought
the.
you were gonna offer all of us your ringworm medication.
Hell yeah. Do you party?
So I thought I had ringworm. I went to a dermatologist because I have insurance now.
Not to brag.
Yeah, to brag. And I went to a dermatologist, and he was like, I don't think that it's ringworm. I think it's this thing called inverse pityriasis rosea, which sounds fake. But it's basically...
It sounds like 100% chance that you did not actually say it right just now.
Wait, look.
It is rosea something because I remember thinking it was close to rosacea, but
It
it
is,
wasn't
yeah.
rosacea. Maybe
Yeah,
it's related.
It's butt
Rosea
crack
Donnell.
eczema. It's just butt
It's all
crack
that
eczema.
rosé you've been drinking.
Okay.
It's like okay, so it's a form of what's technically eczema that happens after you have a mild to moderate viral infection, which makes sense
Oh.
because
You
I
were
just
sick.
had a cold.
Yeah.
And
forever.
No, and it lasts like 8 weeks. And he was like, so I'm going to give you the ringworm medicine because if it does happen to be ringworm, which I don't think that it is, the steroid cream that treats the other thing will make the ringworm, it'll just feed the ringworm and make it stronger. Which I think is hilarious.
That's so good.
And so he was like, so take this for 2 weeks. But it like, once I found out that it wasn't probably ringworm and that I couldn't like, because the thing that was freaking me out was that I had this thing that was just spreading all over my body. And I was like, now I'm like afraid to use the same towel and stuff.
Right.
But he also
Which
said,
is a testament to it not being ringworm is that I didn't get it.
but he
at
also
all.
said that that's common. He said that like people with ringworm will not. It's not actually as contagious as people think. The reason that you spread it on your own body is that And also, he said that ringworm would not have spread like this because it's not that contagious. It's not like you touch something and then touch something else and get ringworm. It's like you got to get in there.
You're like scratching.
if you're scratching and then if you're scratching another part, that could get it in.
Oh, that's good. I'll stop 409ing my toilet seat after you leave.
Thank you. But yeah, no. It's also been looking better, so I think it is what he said. It
Yeah,
is.
no, it's definitely faded for sure.
Yeah, and it gets worse after you exercise, so that's why I'm like, why is it? Because after I would work out, which happens rarely, but once to twice a week I work out, and I would take off my pants and be like, oh my God, my whole body is like full of sores because it's like just because of the blood flow. Yeah. Anyway,
Dude,
Damn, I can hear that ice so
if you're
much.
gonna do that, you can't get mad at me for doing a little
dude.
burp ski.
This is how you monetize a podcast.
Can y'all burp on
ASMR.
What? Of course.
No, I can't.
you can't.
How funny puked.
Wait, what?
Oh, dude, wait, guys. No.
Oh, burping command?
Yeah.
I had so much
if I
tequila
tried
last
to
night.
burp, I would throw up on the mic. Like,
Yeah, I believe that.
I can burp I can burp on command very well, but so can you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Feed me literally like one potato chip and I will burp. My body just rejects
everything you put in it.
It's like, please turn all this to a gas to get it out because it doesn't want it to go out any other way.
Yeah, inverse pityriasis rosea. Look.
Okay, you're using your tweet as a reference.
Yeah, but I googled it, and that is exactly
No,
how it sounded
I
when he
believe
said
it.
it. Inverse pityriasis rosea. That's exactly
In
how the
Dr.
doctor
Sleep,
said it.
when they were talking about that bone disease that we both laughed at because it sounded like they said Gaucher's disease.
Yeah.
It's Gaucher's disease. It's Gaucher.
Yeah, but they
it's
might
the exact
in
same,
French that would be Gauchet.
perhaps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is your name, bitch.
Yeah, dude.
It's
Yeah,
just
there's a
spelled
bone
differently.
disease named after my family, which is correct.
Yeah, y'all have weak bones.
Yeah. Actually, no, our bones are okay. It's
Your
our
butts.
organs.
Yeah.
Our organs are weak.
You do have weak organs.
Yeah.
Like your penis.
I love
dude.
I love being at my family and Jeff's family both have stomach problems. So when I got sick at my bridal luncheon, there was just 3 women throwing gas pills at me. They were like, "No, take Gaviscon. No, take this." I was like, "I don't want to take anything. I just need to smoke weed. I want to smoke weed so bad." I went up to all the employees and was like, "Does anyone have weed?" And they were like, "No, you're insane."
Wait, this was your rehearsal dinner?
No, my bridal luncheon.
Your bridal luncheon.
It was a made up thing because I didn't want to have an engagement party.
Right.
My great uncle wanted to do something for us, but I didn't want to do something as like
Legally, you have to tell them if you're the bride.
yeah.
Yeah, at your rehearsal dinner, I think it was Shotzi, but someone definitely very loudly was like, "Take this gas medicine, Mary Devon."
Take a gas pill. Yeah, Shotzi thinks that if I take a gas pill before I eat, then I'll never feel sick again. But it's not gas. It's like I just eat too much.
No.
I just have no self-control, and I just eat a whole loaf of bread, and then I get sick.
So,
Did y'all see that guy that that attacked a guy with a
sword?
a sword or an axe?
I'm just
Yeah.
completing your sentences.
He worked at Applebee's, so it was this guy that worked at Applebee's. And
Yeah, dude, I could go for some
Hell
fucking Bourbon
yeah.
Street chicken right
Whatever
now.
the next thing you're gonna say is justified.
Yeah.
If you work
at Applebee's, you can do whatever
No,
you want.
no, the
Someone
guy,
with a
he was
sword.
in the right. So, no, he was. He
No, I
the,
just
the
love
man
your
that,
conviction of
No,
saying
stop
that.
it! Okay. He was in his own home playing video games and watching Rick and Morty. This is what he told the news. He now has a Twitter because he got so popular from this story.
Hell yeah.
So he had a replica of an axe from something I've never heard of because I'm not a
Man,
fucking
this all
freak.
checks the fuck out.
Yeah. So anyway, someone came to attack his roommate, his female roommate. Her ex-boyfriend came over,
Hell yeah.
and he didn't.
Literally white knighting.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she was not even there. She was
Yeah.
either at work or didn't live there anymore. I forgot. But so he attacked
Also,
the
big
guy.
ups to this guy for like having a woman in his life at all.
Yeah. Well, he seems like a fine guy.
Yeah.
Like he's just like a chill dude
Yeah.
that works at Applebee's. and
Has a
likes to-
Simpson podcast.
Yeah.
All right. Blurst of Times. You can check that out at blurst.mo on the internet.
Is it really blurst.mo?
Yeah, there's
That's
apparently a
such a
.mo
good
domain
domain.
extension you can get. And I was like, hell yeah, I'll pay $30 for that.
So he attacks the guy,
All right.
and the guy's going to jail, and the
Wait, the guy he attacked or the
guy he
attacker?
attacked, he's
Damn.
going to jail, and the guy that attacked him.
You're skipping the part where he attacks him, where he
Oh, right.
beats him with an axe.
Oh yeah,
Wait.
yeah.
Wait, so how do
You yada yada.
Who's
the
the-
Let me find it.
Who
Axe.
survives an axe attack?
Well, I don't know if he actually hit the axe.
I guess it depends on where you get hit.
Yeah.
As long as you don't hit an artery.
You basically just did like, oh yeah, The Shining's that movie about the writer who freezes to death.
I just searched Axe Applebee's. Hold on. Maybe it was a sword.
Damn, I want
Sword.
A sword.
While she's looking up,
Maybe it was a sword. It was.
I said sword. I've never said it right.
I don't want to spoil Dr. Sleep.
Yeah.
I'm not going to. But I read a thing. Apparently, there was a whole like 9/11 side plot in the book that they just didn't do in the movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of, this might actually make me read a book now. I want to know.
Dude.
Victim. This
What
is
a
the
dumb
dude.
thing to inspire you, but
Yes.
good.
Also,
This
Yes.
is very fucked
Jeff,
up
he has
in the story.
he has your previous facial hair.
What? No,
Yeah.
no, that is not even
say it.
close. My beard has never been that long.
Okay, but it was the same style.
And his doesn't even connect to his sideburns.
So his is better.
He's wearing a Star
No.
Wars shirt, too.
It's still bad. It's just a different kind of bad.
I love you. Okay.
Thank you. The hat's pretty tight, though.
Oshtemo Township, Michigan. A man is alive and well after he used an axe to fend off a convicted criminal who broke into his apartment late Wednesday night. Ben Ball used a replica battle axe to keep the intruder
Fuck
at
yeah,
bay. The 33-year-old suspect, Alex Lavelle Rawls, is now in jail facing a charge of first-degree home invasion, blah, 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 20 years. Ball says that the suspect dated his former roommate who left to get away. The suspect showed up at the apartment around 11:30 p.m. thinking she was there. The suspect knocked on the door repeatedly, then kicked it in while Ball was in his apartment playing video games and watching Rick and Morty.
Hell yes, dude.
Ball
this guy
said-
owns.
I know.
Incels are actually good.
Yes.
I changed my mind.
Well, he might not be an incel. He sounds
No.
good.
Just might be a
Ball
sweetheart.
said he had a reason to believe the suspect had a firearm. The door opened. I grabbed the axe, then step, hit. The axe hit the intruder.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Dude,
The axe
he
hit
remembered his stage fighting
Yes,
lessons
yes.
Absolutely.
from Ren Fair.
The axe hit the intruder at least once in the torso, and then the two started
go for a
grappling
turkey
in the
leg.
apartment, destroying the place. There was a bloody mess everywhere, Ball said.
Whoa.
Finally, the suspect gave up and made a run for it. A neighbor called 911, and police showed up. Police canines followed the trail of blood to apprehend Rawls. Kalamazoo County officials say Rawls spent the night in the hospital with substantial wounds before being transferred to jail. Whatever his reason for kicking in the door, he probably was not expecting to run into a guy who spends his weekends battling other people with swords and axes.
Swords?
Damn.
Swords. I'm saying swords now.
Yeah.
Ball owns a lot of weaponry that keeps...
Bet he wasn't expecting to run into a level 60 paladin.
Ball
Dude,
owns-
this is the most castle doctrine shit of all
Yeah,
time.
I don't know what that
Right?
means.
It means that you're allowed... I mean, but this... It's
Oh,
good
if somebody
what he did.
comes into your house.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's good
Yeah.
what he did.
I'm also making a joke about castles.
castles. And axes,
Yeah,
Dude,
it went right over my head.
Yeah.
When he's not working at
This
Applebee's,
is the
he
Leuven Brothers
participates...
shit all over again.
Shh. When he's not working at Applebee's, he participates in events where people compete in ritualized combat. I've got a double-headed carbon steel battle axe that was homemade by a gentleman who has since passed. That's what I call my baby, Ball said.
Wait.
Yeah.
What does he call his baby?
Yeah.
That's his... Well, he calls
Or the
his
guy.
double-headed carbon steel battle axe his baby.
Damn, a double head.
Also,
Dude.
of course, this guy referred to someone as a gentleman.
Yeah, he's a
for
milady.
sure.
He's a milady.
Yeah, for sure.
Court records show the court records show the nothing. It just says the was discharged from the Michigan Department of Corrections. Oh, the offender. His criminal record includes assaulting and disarming a police officer and fleeing.
So talking to a police officer.
yeah. So Rawls. Okay. So
But he was trying to domestically abuse.
he
so
was trying to beat.
Fuck this dude.
He was trying to beat a woman, which is why I think this is okay.
Yeah.
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 No, I think that honestly, if someone
we
is
all
dumb
know that-
enough to let you hit them with an axe, then they deserve it. Doesn't like I don't need any more context than that.
Yeah.
Just-
There's a lot of lead up before getting.
yeah.
Hit
It's
with
a, there's a
an axe.
big slow swing. You have plenty of time. Like trees are stupid, and they deserve everything that comes to
Damn,
them.
also, like,
Also,
I don't
what
know.
a good, like, what a great, like, anti-gun fucking,
Yeah.
like,
Dude.
Yeah, this
PSA
guy
here.
did the thing. No one else got hurt except
It's-
for the intended dude who's gonna do something
If
bad.
double-sided
tighter.
carbon-bladed axes are
And
outlawed, only
replica,
outlaws will
by
have
the way.
double-bladed.
Oh, replica, not even like an actual from the medieval times. Like,
You know what I cannot wait for? I cannot wait for Ben Ball to out himself as a horrible person.
oh, he's gonna have a Reddit AMA where shit's gonna go off the rails.
Wait,
for
who
sure.
is
Absolutely.
this?
yeah, these people.
Ben
yeah,
Ball,
yeah.
the guy.
Like,
This guy? Oh, are you
like,
you're talking about Ken Bone?
I was gonna say just like Ken Bone.
Yeah.
That's-
15 minutes of fame is not a good
No,
thing to
man.
give
No.
people because
You
everyone
gotta-
sucks.
You got to turn
Yeah.
off your social media if you're gonna do something cool.
Beautiful submarine. I'll never forget that.
I'm gonna go pee. Do I have to like call you? Is that how that works?
No, not anymore. Not since Benjamin stood up while he did it.
I'm sorry. I stand when I pee.
Dude, okay,
my dick is bigger than a tall boy.
Standing when I pee. Standing when one pees. Not like everyone should stand while I pee, and like it's the American flag. But standing while you pee is stupid, and you shouldn't do it. That is my.
I don't get that, because if you were like, say you're in the woods. Would you sit down and fucking tuck your cock
but if I
behind,
have a fucking toilet at your disposal, it's a chair that you can pee in. That rules.
Yeah, but you gotta like tuck. It's more work.
It's not more work. You use one finger and you go boop, and then you look at your phone and it rules, dude.
You can look at your phone while you stand and piss.
I can't aim worth a goddamn.
Really?
Dude, I fucking suck. I pee everywhere. I have a lot of piercing, so it's like a sprinkler head.
That would be so horrible.
God, you're the least likely person to have a piercing.
I have a piercing.
What?
A piercing gaze.
Oh my god.
All right, goodbye forever, folks. Fuck, dude.
I wish I was dead.
Yeah, I need a drink.
Dude, when I was a little kid, I sincerely thought that the way like souls worked was that every time you went to sleep, you switched with someone else, and then everyone like had a chance to be each other.
How old were you?
This is just like what I intuitively thought sleep was until I was probably like 7.
Did you like accidentally? Did you accidentally fall asleep to an episode of Quantum Leap and just like
Quantum sleep, baby? Yeah. No.
Damn. Damn. That's actually kind of a.
But then I remember like coming up against the problem of like knowing that there are more people around than there used to be. So I was like, I don't know how this is working. And then I was like, well, maybe it goes to animals. And then I was like, that's crazy. So, you know.
That's a cool concept, though.
I'm pretty deep, dude.
Yeah.
I was a deep kid. You good?
Yeah.
I'm sorry I spilled on you earlier.
Nah, it's fine. Yeah. Look, I didn't pay for this beer, so it's fine.
That was like my low. I hit that, and then I'm feeling better.
I feel like
then.
that was You needed to do a little goof, a little fuck up, and then that kind of snapped you back into reality.
It was your sacrifice that made this podcast nearly bearable.
Look,
speaking of my low, sorry, say your thing.
Oh, I was just gonna say if I ever stop sacrificing for you.
Oh, I did think I crashed at y'all's place after the show on Friday.
And watch Dante's Peak.
Yeah, and when the old lady jumps into acid lake or whatever at the end.
That scene has stuck with me since 1997
so up,
when my mom brought me to see that in theaters, and I'm now realizing that was for her. Like, my mom wanted to see a movie, and she was like, PG-13, no big deal. But it was like for a 8-year-old or a 9-year-old, that movie was intense.
You were having like a very emotional connection to one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. But Pierce Brosnan's so hot.
Pierce Brosnan does rule, and he's like a sexy scientist that fucks this poor mayor who like somehow works at a coffee shop even though she's still the mayor. They never fuck, but he saves her whole family.
Yeah, and
dude, you should do elevator pitches for a living.
Linda Hamilton, right? Is that her name? The one from Terminator?
From Terminator.
Yes.
Yeah. Remember we asked Alexa the other day because we couldn't remember.
But anyway, when I saw the old lady jump in the acid lake, I was like, I would do that for Jeff and Mary Devon.
Yeah, dude, that felt good.
But it was mostly because you just drove me for a long time.
We spent like 6 hours on the road together.
Yeah, that's worth it. Going to and from fucking Lafayette for a show.
Lafayette sucks.
You need to have somebody. You need to have somebody in the car with you for like. I couldn't imagine doing that. Like if I was going to stay there overnight and drive the next day, I could maybe do it by myself. But like round trip, like 2.5 hours there, do a show, leave, the hour and a half later, then another 2.5 hours back. There's no way I could do that by myself.
Remember that time you let me drive your car extremely recklessly?
Let's all do a show in Lafayette, and then we can.
I wasn't drunk.
Go
I
ice
just drove
skating.
like 100 miles an hour for a while.
Yeah, we were listening to J. Roddy Walston in The Business.
Nice.
Do you remember that?
And No Bunny. I do remember.
Yeah.
We should go ice skating in Lafayette and then do a show. And then
there was
Wait, do they have a skating rink?
Yeah, they do have a
I don't like that.
I haven't ice
used to
skated
be
in so long. That sounds fun, man.
Yeah.
They used to have
I've done
a
it
minor
once.
league
We had
hockey
one.
team there called the Ice
Gators.
The Ice Gators. So it sounds like Ice Skater,
Ice Gators. There you go.
It's a pretty good, minor league team name. Minor league team names are the fucking best names.
Yeah.
They are the best.
Yeah.
There's a baseball team in Macon, Georgia called the Macon Whoopie.
That's very
Jesus,
good.
that's
very
awesome.
Good.
Yeah. Doesn't that rule? Like that's
Someone
fucking
named
awesome.
Ethel named that team.
Yeah.
Just
Making Whoopi. I did not know
Dude,
Making Whoopi.
we got to get
was
Ethel on
sex.
the pod.
yeah,
for sure.
dude.
Should we, if we have a kid? You know what?
Don't
Should we
give your
make
kid a
should we
old-timey
make
name.
Whoopi?
Is that what you were about to say?
No, but I figured out. I feel like I know what we should name our daughter if we have a daughter, and it's Mary Joseph.
Oh, it's my middle name and your first name.
And it's
Yeah.
also the two people who raised Jesus Christ.
That's true. But Mary Jo. It's a good
Oh,
name.
I like.
Yeah.
you can
Mary
call her
Jo
M-Jo.
Gauchet. No.
M-Jo? Come on, M-Jo
We
sounds
could call
pretty
her
cool, man.
MJ. No.
MJ.
Mojo? Let's call her Mojo.
Mary Jo Gauchet. That's
I'll call her Mojo.
No, it should be Majo.
Yeah, Nah, Mojo.
Can't believe you guys are going to give your kid a fucking gendered name.
Well, you know
It's
what?
two genders, though.
If he's trans, he can be Joseph. We got one in there.
Actually,
Yeah.
options is like a pretty
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Mary Jo. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, there's
But
two.
also, we were talking about this today. Like, the idea of giving your kid a gender neutral name when, like, gender's so endless, it's like
they
gonna,
would probably change their name
if
anyway.
they change their gender identity, even if you gave them a gender neutral name, they're going to change their name.
Yeah, because, it's a whole thing
Yeah.
of, like, past, present.
I don't
kind of
think if
thing.
your name is, like, if your name is Taylor and if you're trans, I don't think you're going to be like, I'm still Taylor. I'm just boy Taylor now. Like, you're going to be like, no, I'm a different name, because it's like a whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, if your whole identity has been one gender.
It'd be funny if they chose Jonathan Taylor
Not saying.
Thomas.
I'm just saying, I think that the idea that it's transphobic to give your kid I think that maybe 1 to 2 people in the United States of America actually believe this, but, like, gendered names are fine. You should just be open to kids changing their genders based on what they want to do.
I
if
think
they want
that's
to
the
change
most
their names,
reasonable
change
thing.
their name. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, we can't have like a cultural moment where we imagine that we're starting from a fucking blank
You have to
slate.
let your kid
Right.
be normal, like, as much as possible, while also giving them the opportunity to realize that, like, they have freedom to be like, hey, this is not normal to me, this is bad. You know what I mean? But, like, within that, I feel like you should just, like, the default should just be what everyone's doing, so your kid isn't this, like,
I mean, I think it's probably best if people like pump the brakes on like gendered roles and shit like that.
Well, we wouldn't have a gender reveal.
Yeah, that's so different
Yeah.
than
Yeah,
like,
I just mean
names.
like it's like, I mean, if I don't think it's like crazy to be like, yeah, you're a girl or you're a boy, like, but just don't assign a bunch of other cultural
Right.
baggage
No.
to whatever
Right.
that is.
No.
And then if at any point they're like, I don't know, maybe ask or like explain that like,
Yeah, like my
there's
sister,
something
like,
else that
name,
they, you know what I mean?
My nephew, they used male
probably
pronouns
wrong, too.
and they gave him a typically boy name. But when it came to toys, gave him dolls and trucks, and he just liked the trucks more. They weren't like, no, you're a boy, you get the trucks. It was like, hey, figure it out, whichever you like, it's cool. Like, I think that's what you're kind of saying.
Yeah, there should be a test where you set a baby.
You put one on one side of the room and one on the other side of the room,
wherever
whichever
they-
one they run to.
Well, I think that, like, just having both options, like,
yeah.
just always.
I mean, I
giving
played
kids
with
both
my
options.
sister's Barbies with her when I
And
was a kid.
I
and
also
stuff
like
that.
I like
who
baby
gives a shit?
blue better than I like pink. So when, like, I get
And
Evangeline
it used to
stuff,
be the other way around.
I know that's true.
Yeah.
It used to be that the feminine color was baby blue and the masculine color was pink.
Yep.
Because boys used to be the ones that were. God, it's so crazy.
blood.
Well, but it's so crazy how femininity and
Pink is
masculinity.
dicks are
I don't
pink.
know, man. It's close
White
to red.
dicks are pink.
Well, but like, so masculinity used to be about being pretty. So masculinity, because it used to be about like, oh, you're the man.
Yeah, it's like how the male peacocks have the big.
Right.
Also, this is like
flourishing-
we're talking
1700s.
mostly like European culture.
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
for
Right,
this.
but that is I mean, like, we're a very young culture. America was all like, we have to base ourselves.
We have stolen everything.
Yeah, and so, like, our femininity and masculinity was based on like a lot of that, and then it's like a big amalgamation of like all different cultures, but like all cultures, femininity and masculinity have changed. Mm-hmm. So, and I feel like they've always meant different things, but basically whether it was like when being pretty was the thing that was powerful, that's what men were, and when being pretty was the thing that made you a trophy to powerful people, then that was what women were. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's just sort of like gone back and forth. Same with like, I mean, we all know this, but like everything. It's crazy to think that it used to be cool to be fat just like 300 years ago, 200 years ago.
Or different cultures too,
Yeah, but in our bad culture, my great grandmother, they lived through the Depression. So she married her husband when he was 24 and she was 14. And the family lore is that they did not have sex till she was 18, but he married her to like protect her. And he would, he was always super skinny. This is, I don't like how the parallels here, but, but he was always super skinny and she was big and fat. And he was so proud of how fat she was because he was born in 1898 and she was born in, 1908. And
that's about the same gap that we have.
They went through the Depression together. So he would eat French fry sandwiches and like always give her the meat and like try to fatten her up because it was like a sign that he was doing well. That he had a fat wife. And Lillian did not disappoint in the fat wife department.
Nice.
She was a big bitch. Yeah.
Damn, dude. Was she hot?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, depends on what year it is.
Well, no,
Yeah,
not because of her fatness. She was not a
that's
very
not
good
what. Yeah,
woman.
no, I was just like, was she hot? Like, I want.
She didn't have a very Shotzi.
I just want to see how deep this hotness gene runs.
She looked a lot like Shotzi, and Shotzi's always like, I was never beautiful, and she's kind of right. She was like cute and like spunky looking, but she looked like Rizzo from Grease. She was never like a classic beauty type. Yeah.
Wait, Rizzo was the one with the like curly hair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's hot.
She's super hot.
But in the
super hot. What are you talking about?
In the like cultural standards of the time, Shotzi was like plain.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever, man.
Hey, man, who amongst us?
Wait, Rizzo's not. She's like supposed to be hot in that movie, right?
No,
or
she
am I
is.
not like? Okay.
She is.
Do I have a weird read on this?
Dude,
I used to when I was a little
Shotzi.
kid, I would request that when we like went to the like video store to like rent a movie or whatever, I would request that we get Grease, but only watch the scene where the fucking spikes come out of the car. I was like, that's the dopest shit of all time. I want a spike car. Dude. Like, I didn't give a fuck about any of the like singing or dancing or the plot at all.
Do you remember?
I was just like, that's the spike car movie.
There was like a 15-minute period where like every movie scene where cars are racing each other or trying to catch up to each other involved popping each other's tires with some apparatus.
Yeah, like someone like come out of like the hubcap or whatever.
Yeah, or like
just,
they're like tax behind them.
Cartoons did it.
It was basically like Mario Kart is just like every movie.
Yes. Dude, one time it was actually when I was working at Lycée. I remember this very specifically. I was like biking.
Damn, I forgot you worked there too.
I mean, for like a half hour.
Yeah.
I was biking there, and I almost ran over a banana peel on my bike, which would have been fine. Right. But just because of video games and shit, I like swerved and like fell off my bike a little. Like it wasn't like bad, but I like tried so hard to avoid that fucking banana peel.
Yeah,
my
that's
sister
trauma,
and I,
dude.
My sister and I one time we were like, I mean, I was like real little, so I mean, this was like pre like Mario Kart for sure. And if you guys can remember a time, and we were chasing each other through the house, and my sister like pushed a trash can in the kitchen like over. Like in a movie, just like he can't run down the hallway if I push the trash can there. Yeah, it was a good move. Yeah. Banana peel falls out of the trash can. I literally step on it, slip, like feet come out from underneath me, land on my back as like, I don't know, I guess like a 7-year-old, I guess. I don't know, 7 or 8. Yeah. Yeah. It was, I mean, and she's 5 years older than me, so it was just mean. But like it was, yeah, I didn't know the banana peels actually did that.
Dude,
like,
I love real life slapstick. Do you think Suze would be pissed if we took a Sharpie and drew a mustache on her?
I think that she might think it's funny.
Yeah. I think maybe we should actually do it.
Yeah, let's do it for sure.
It takes so long to get Sharpie off.
Benjamin wants to draw a mustache on Susanna with a Sharpie while she's sleeping. Yeah.
Is of the things to draw the most respectful thing.
That's true.
Coconut oil will get it off immediately.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's so good. I should have told that to everyone that I put an X on their hand yesterday. They were all like, really? An X? I was like, you're straight edge now. Sorry.
Or makeup remover.
Oh, interesting.
Any like makeup remover or coconut oil will get off Sharpie.
Dude, I spent so much time with fucking Sharpie on my
Yeah,
hand.
just using hand soap.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work.
How are you liking those
I'm loving
Cheeches?
it. I'm gonna give them back to you.
No. I'm full.
Do you remember being like a little baby and going to shows where they marked your hands and the next day you thought you were cool as shit for having something?
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now it's, yeah.
Nobody cut off their wristbands.
It does at work kind of serve as like a shorthand for like, oh, this is why I'm getting bad customer service. Like, this guy was clearly out last night.
Yeah. We're talking about X's on your hands after a show.
I'm actually fucking delightful in a customer service way, but not. I can't like fake it though. I have to either like I just try and actually be a person. Mm-hmm. But if I have to fake it, I'm horrible.
Yeah.
Can you hear me chewing in the mic or just in my own mouth?
Of course we get.
Yeah.
You're chewing.
Directly into the mic.
Oh, now I thought you meant before. But,
no, my
yes.
mouth is closed.
That doesn't matter. Here, I'll show you. You can listen to me chew. Ready?
Yeah, that's what I want to hear.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, it's super loud.
Yeah.
Pork cracklins.
They're so good.
Now this is an anti-Semitic podcast.
That's actually what ASMR stands for. Is
Also, you're
anti-Semitic
vegetarian as well.
I
Are we
know.
really gonna keep fucking doing the cracklins on the pod? This is horrible.
Yeah.
I like truly hate this
Yeah,
so
let's
much.
not
Can you
do
guys
that.
stop
I mean,
doing that?
Stop.
God,
Yeah.
fuck it.
I'm not doing it.
All right.
Jeff, we can super hear that
Yeah.
from over there. Yeah. You can't just tilt your head away and being like, I'm a ninja now. I'm stealth mode, baby.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm
you
the
fucking bought
Batmobile.
Good mics or whatever.
Yeah, these are not good mics. These are knockoff.
Dude, a ninja eating
SM58s.
cracklins though is actually
Yeah,
pretty
just-
funny.
Oh, these are the mics that we use at Fuck Yeah. But are these the knockoff?
Yeah, these are Chinese knockoffs of the normal ball mic. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, because Vincent is obsessed with only using the 58 mic, so he's onto something there.
Which one? What's the brand of these?
These are technically Shure's, but they're like.
Did you get these on Amazon?
No, I got them from my main man, Paul Webb at Webb's Bywater Music.
Oh, that you were just telling me about.
Yeah, that dude rules. And they're like $40 or something like that.
I got.
He was basically like, hey, like I could sell you SM50. I'm sorry. Do you want to put that back in your ear head hole?
I'm sorry.
MD just ripped her headphones in half. But no, he was like, I could sell you SM58s, or I could sell you these that are less than half the price that sound exactly the fucking same. And he did. Much respect to that man.
All right, what are we going to talk about, y'all?
All right, okay. Let's talk about swords.
I've said
My
swords.
sword.
I've said swords my whole life, but tonight I was like, swords, baby. I'm gonna say swords. I've always said swords. Swords. Yeah. I've
You guys
never
heard
said
about
swords.
silent letters? They're loud letters now.
Are you supposed to
bitch.
say sword or sword?
Oh, definitely. You're supposed to say sword.
Yeah.
You're supposed to say
Often.
Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah. Christmas.
Shut up, bitch. Wait, no. You're supposed to say. So I had this one teacher at Sacred Heart who was always mad that no one pronounced the H and W words because he was super Southern. So he would say, what? But I was like,
The
that's
H
not.
is first.
The H is first.
Yeah.
And like, wheel.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, like
Wheel.
because you cannot say wheel. Like you cannot say wheel.
Well,
You have to say wheel.
White people.
White.
Yeah.
White. That's how they would say it. It's like
Yeah.
they're both together.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
how
that is
a
the
lot
like classic. Anyone who like says the H before the W in white, like really
Is
is
into
into
whiteness.
whiteness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're-
Mr. Parton was definitely he was Mormon. There are no black Mormons, right?
No, there's a ton.
Hell yeah.
There are?
Well, Jehovah's Witnesses for sure.
No,
Wait, Jehovah's Witnesses are not Mormon.
No,
Yeah, right.
Mormonism,
I know, but they're
'cause,
also weird. So.
Mormonism
No, but I
has
mean,
had
specifically Mormons. I thought they were.
No. They've had like a huge effort to like try and get a bunch of like converts in Africa.
Oh, geez.
That's what the Book of Mormon is about.
Yeah, it's
Not the Book of the play, the Book of Mormon.
Yeah.
Is it Mormons where you get your own planet when you die?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
You get to be like a minor god with your own planet.
All right, I'm on board.
Wait, or is that Scientology? Or am I fucked up?
No, I really do think it's Mormons get their own planet when they die. We'll look it up.
I turned off my mic to eat.
Well, just stop. This really does actually suck.
Okay.
Oh yeah, now it's getting nasty.
Mary Devin just stuck her tongue out at me, and there was chewed up pork cracklings all over him, and it was one of the worst things I've ever seen. How are you looking this up? Like,
I googled Mormon planet heaven.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, that's where I work out. Actually, it's Mormon planet.
Yeah, you can't draw. Fuck, my mic's dead. Oh shit. Oh balls.
No way,
Dude,
Can you still hear me? Oh no, I can't hear my. I can't hear this.
That's one of fucking Pete Holmes's go-to things. Is like Mormons are really attractive because they don't drink or blah blah blah, and it's like no, they're not.
Oh yeah, I don't know that bit.
That's all bullshit.
I don't think it's a bit. I think it's just a thing he says all the time. He sucks, dude.
Yeah, Pete Holmes sucks. I hate Pete Holmes. I don't need his. I want this to be kept on.
Yeah.
I hate Pete Holmes. I hate his gaping maw of a mouth, and I hate his voice. And I think that he's a little disingenuous prick, and I hate him.
I like his comedy mostly, but I do think
hate
he's
his
disingenuous.
Dude,
I
if
hate
you're
his
gonna
fucking
like
comedy.
brand yourself as like I'm deep, which is what he's been going for fucking years, and know absolutely nothing about anyone's material conditions in the world,
Right.
Like, fuck you, dude.
When I-
like straight up fuck him.
When I first started doing comedy, there was one time you and me and Joe and Erica were hanging out at Evangeline Lounge, and Joe was like, talking about like famous comedians that like local comedians remind him of, and I was like, oh, who do you think I remind you of? And he was like, Pete Holmes? And I was like, fuck you. Fuck you, dude. We're not even, like, my delivery's not anything. Also, like, I don't know. I'm cool. Nah, I agree with Michael. There are some of his, but like his whole thing about like
I used to be a fan.
Like with,
also, I've seen him crush harder than I've seen any other comic crush. Like, he's good at comedy.
Good at comedy.
I'm not,
Dick
but
to
like,
women.
Oh, is he?
Not rapey.
Well, no, sure.
But
I knew
he's
what you
been
meant.
a dick to women that I know.
Yeah, that's shitty.
But I mean, that's not like not like in a cancelly way.
No, just in the
like
way
I've been shitty to men I've dated and like treated them emotionally badly. So I don't want to be like, I don't think everyone should be canceled for that. But I do think that it's indicative of like he acts like a big sweetie baby, and he's like actually an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we've all let he who has not told their partner to kill themselves cast the first time. Just kidding, I've never done that, but MD definitely has.
Absolutely.
Yes, I can
Absolutely.
vouch.
How many times seriously though?
Oh, like seriously, never.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. What are we
Just
counting as
JK.
serious? Like,
After you say that you're gonna go make a poopy.
Yeah, I'll be like, you should fucking kill yourself all the time. Sorry, trigger warning. I'll add a trigger warning. I want to know so bad who said that, even though I do feel like
it was on Twitter. We can look
I
it up.
feel like it's valid, but I
Yeah,
also
it's
feel
definitely
like
valid, but we're not.
it is valid. But I'm also, now that I'm drunker, I'm just like, okay, so at what point could something that you hear on a podcast that's not saying your name, kill yourself, actually make you want to kill yourself, where it's that person's problem?
I completely missed that because I was reading about Mormons.
All right, we can just read about Mormons. I'm just saying.
Mormons don't technically get a planet once they die. Say Mormons, which is spoken like someone who definitely gets a planet when they die. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is using the Book of Mormon proliferated belief. That's the play. Belief that Mormons believe in a planet. This is the worst sentence I've ever read.
yeah, this is really poorly constructed. How do people
it's the
get
Atlantic.
paid to write,
Dude, it's
everything online is so fucking
Dude.
stupid. Like,
Okay, so to be
I'm a
fair to
bad
the writer,
writer, but,
to the writer,
yeah. You
this,
at least know how words connect.
often writers don't write this though. Like that's
true.
the editor. Like I worked at
like headlines and leads are not written by
that's what I'm saying. And like
apologies to Danielle
Wiener-Bronner. Being paid to write stuff.
Yeah.
And that's also nuts.
Right. But yeah, so
do they get a planet or no?
Well, basically, the insinuation of the article is they say they don't, but it sounds like they do. Like,
I'm just gonna suck on
yeah. Just suck on the pork skin. That's fine. That's what people do. That's what Drew Brees does when he sleeps. Is he just sucks on a football?
That's actually how some circumcisions are done.
Oh man,
it's one of those things where it's like I really wish that wasn't true.
What?
The biting.
What?
Circumcision.
You suck baby dicks.
You know about this, right?
No.
It's like a very specific sect of like Orthodox
dude that owns
people.
Oh
yeah, that's how they perform the bris is like with the teeth. God,
I'm literally throwing these in the trash right now.
Thank you.
I turned my mic off. I thought it would.
It's like your head is just a giant banjo resonating chamber. Like, there's no way the other mics are not going to pick it up.
It's almost like the acoustics of a face were designed for sound to come out.
I love you, Geoffrey.
Dude, that's actually how they figured out how dinosaur roars sounded, was by using the skulls that they have found. They use that to figure out what that's why people there's that meme that's like, oh, somebody just made up what dinosaurs sound like without ever hearing them, but they use like math and shit. Anyway,
that's such a thing you would know.
Yeah, dude.
I also
Dinosaur baby.
but this is also like a perfect example of something that drives me crazy, which is like they used science to guess, and therefore it must be what it actually sounded like. We'll never know. We'll never know. Like, maybe they all had phlegm in their throats also that decomposed, and they actually sounded like...
Yeah, but I mean... but at least they used, idea...
There
they didn't just guess what a dinosaur sounded like.
Well,
They're
sure.
it's an educated,
It's a $100 billion movie. Like, they better not have just guessed.
No, I'm not even talking about the movie. I'm talking about,
the way that they
scientists...
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about... I just assumed that you were talking about
I'm not talking about Jurassic Park.
No,
I'm
the
talking
way that
about,
we're talking about
actual science.
What do they sound like?
Like
Do an impression.
pterodactyls. I tell kids that they sound like pterodactyls all the time. They're like, ah!
Dude, the one time I ever
That's how you
cyberbullied
snore.
someone, and I did it a lot, but it was one person, and I just hated them so much. I just told him he sounded like a pterodactyl. Like, that was the whole thing.
Who was it?
His name was Patrick, and the reason I remember that is
Which, by
because
the way,
we
was not
sang
around the same time.
a song at him while we were playing Counter-Strike, which was, his name is Patrick the pterodactyl.
What did he do?
He was just the whiniest bitch in the world, and I hated his guts.
Oh, man.
And I hope he's still alive
What
so
was
that
his
he can
last
listen to
name?
this episode.
I love the way you grabbed the mic when you said that.
Oh,
with
man.
fortitude.
I don't know his last name. He was just some fucking horrible person that I had to interact with all the time.
I bullied this girl named Rosie because she had a speech impediment when I was in 7th grade.
That's, you know what? Live and learn. Have you bullied anyone with a speech impediment
No.
lately?
No. And
Just because you haven't been able to find
I've
one?
also apologized.
They're all hiding from you.
I've also apologized to Rosie. I apologized to her in 9th grade at a school retreat, and then I've sent her... Every 3 years, I send her a Facebook message being like, I'm sorry. And she's just like, I'm a doctor with another doctor husband. It's fine. Like,
Dude, the most guilt I feel about, I guess it wasn't really bullying, but I just, I saw that I, broke this kid, real. He was just, he was an asshole. He was, fucking troubled kid or whatever. And we were in, 4th grade, and we were playing basketball, and he got pissed, and he threw a basketball at me. And right in front of everyone, I told him, this is why no one likes you. And it fucking destroyed him, and I still feel bad about it. So I hope he's all right.
I did a similar thing where we've run into each other in the last 5 years or so, and we're still friends. But not friends, hang out, but everything's fine. But there was a dude, in grammar school that we were, I don't know, something happened and we were just hashing it out, and I just yelled out, I was like, "You're why your parents got a divorce." And and
awesome.
Yeah, dude. And he got real upset, and I immediately was like, "Oh shit!" And my parents are still together, so it was a very I didn't know what that would like make that dude feel like, and like he like went and told the teacher, and she was like, "Hey, whoa, yeah, that's not okay.
Not cool. You can't do that.
Don't do that."
Yeah.
It was fucked up. Like, and I apologize to him. And we were like friends up until high school. We just went to different high schools. That's like we weren't like, all right, high school, fuck you. But like, yeah, it was. I don't know. I feel bad about it. I still think. And look. I've since then I've been divorced. So it was just karma. That's what it was.
That's probably why you got a divorce.
Yeah. Yeah. As my wife sits here not listening to my story.
I was listening.
That's fine. This is what the second half of us recording a podcast is.
She was just using pork cracklins as a suppository because we didn't let her chew them anymore.
Damn, dude.
So she just put them in her butt.
All right, what if we get, instead of a po' boy, we get pork cracklins before we get home?
Dude, that's not
I
a
don't
meal,
want
son.
that.
I don't need a meal. I just want to eat.
No, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want to stop. I don't want to walk. I just want to go straight from here to home.
Damn. What if we went to a bar?
Interesting.
All right.
Yeah, see? Like, what if we went to Marquis or something?
What if we did the podcast?
Oh,
I feel like
Sorry, I'm
have
new
we
to
not done
this.
enough podcasts?
We did, in terms of quantity, yes.
I felt like
we
it was
should do
quality, but I was the one
No, let's
talking the whole time, so that's probably why I think it was so good.
Dude.
Wait, can we talk about the Katie Hill stuff?
Hell yeah, dude.
Okay,
It's so
What is
so
that?
last
I don't
time
know
I
what
heard,
that
so
is.
Katie Hill, her nudes got leaked. She had a
is that?
threesome. She
She's
was
a
a
Okay, she was smoking a giant bong naked on 9/11.
hell yes.
It's, yeah. So, okay, but there's more to
Wait,
it.
what?
Yeah.
Who is this person?
She's a hot senator.
Yeah, senator, right? Or representative.
Nudes. What?
Wait, how do I not know about this?
Really? Yeah, man, it's been all over Twitter.
Yeah, she's a Californian senator. Here she is, smoking a bong on 9/11 like a fucking
Queen.
champion. Yeah. She also fucked her 22-year-old staffer and
that's
then
the only problem.
emotionally
So
abused
she-
the living shit out of her. So.
Okay, so
Yeah.
did the staffer come out and say more about that?
No, they're just her. So creepy poly couple, right? Katie Hill and her husband.
They were trying to save their marriage. Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah. And then so they were just like fucking her staffers willy nilly, and then Katie Hill had sex
They
with a
fucked
man.
more staffers?
There's two staffers.
Oh, shit.
I think. Yeah.
Never mind. Now I thought there was only one.
One of them was like in love with her and was just going along because she was in love with her or whatever. And then anyway, Katie Hill dumped the 22-year-old and then had sex with some guy. Her husband found out and they had like a one dick rule or whatever like that.
Oh, Jesus
right.
Christ.
And then
That'd be really funny if they just happened to meet that guy with two dicks.
well, that would be three dicks and only odd numbered dicks in this
okay,
relationship.
all
But anyway, he found out, and then they broke up, and he revenge porned her like a true gentleman, like a good white knight.
There are there like laws against that?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. It just seems like no one ever gets in trouble for
No,
it.
no one ever gets.
No one ever gets in trouble because there are technically laws, but they were fought for by people that they have to be enforced to actually affect
I
someone.
think California.
Right.
is
There are also
pretty
laws that you can't
good
beat your
about
wife,
it,
but what's
yeah,
that?
exactly.
I think California is pretty good about revenge porn
I
laws.
doubt it because fucking the whole porn industry is based out of California.
Maybe it's not
Well,
California. There's somewhere in particular that it's pretty
Because aggregate sites say that they are
Right.
trying to be vigilant about
stopped
stuff, but they're
after-
absolutely not.
After seeing that a young girl who was kidnapped was on Pornhub, that was insane. You saw that?
Yes.
Apparently,
I mean, I didn't see it, but I
did
read
not see
about
it either.
saw that was a thing.
Yeah.
Not just it showed up, but it was display. It was displayed in the
The
this,
top.
You should
yeah.
beat off to this.
That's
I
disgusting.
know, it's fucking horrible. They do
yeah.
no damage control on those aggregate sites
Yeah.
at all, and they
They're
try
we're
and
gonna
play
donate
the
money.
yeah, fucking woke car. They're
Yeah.
we're saving the environment with allowing child porn.
Right.
I mean, I think we all know we just need to watch X videos. No.
X hamster. which is probably even worse if I had to imagine.
No, Pornhub's
honestly.
worse because it's the most popular, probably.
Yeah, but but that's the thing. That's why I'm saying X Hamster is like, I don't know. I feel that's like just looks creepy to me. It
It's
just
also
looks like
called X Hamster.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
It just seems like it's not okay.
I just need to wean myself off porn, but it's impossible. And I tried paying for it, but it costs $8,000 a month.
Depends on where you.
Yeah, dude.
And I don't like feminist porn. People are always like, watch feminist porn. I'm like, oh, watch old, boring people have loving sex with each other? No, thank you. That sounds
I
horrible.
would just have sex with
If
my
I wanted
husband.
to do that, I would
I'll
go.
just use my mind. Yeah. No, seriously.
I just want to see something that I couldn't imagine because it's so horrible.
Well, also, yeah, exactly. That is what I want. I just want to know that everyone there is an adult who's being paid well, and you can't find that. So I just have to give up on porn and then make myself
and there
a
are
fucking.
like strict rules around, like everyone knowing what they're getting into and shit. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'll never have what I need from pornography. I just have to use my own fucked up brain. Because people are like, oh, fuck your husband. And it's like, you can't make someone have sex with you when you want to have sex. That's illegal.
That's frowned upon.
You have to use pornography sometimes.
Also,
or your
sometimes
brain.
I'm not home.
That's true. But most of the time you are home and you just don't want to.
All right, let's talk about it.
This is our couples therapy podcast.
I'll do my Esther Perel impression. Have you thought about anal beads? That's like
I hate stuff in my butt. Jeff likes it too much. Next. No.
too much. That's unfair.
I like it the appropriate amount.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm just saying that like you don't have a problem with there's
a highly sensitive butthole. We've heard about it.
you don't have a problem with
Ever
like
heard of it?
that being stimulated. Like if anything, I'm the one that needs the attention. I hate anal stuff. I hate it.
Yeah.
I don't think women are supposed to have things in their butts.
That's fine. I mean,
Only men.
Only men. Only men. Do y'all have prostates?
Dude,
Yeah,
they rule.
Sure we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get in. People get prostate cancer because they just don't get it in the butt enough.
Of course,
it's not just the prostate.
Of course,
that makes
trans.
you-
I'm not talking
like,
about trans
blood
people.
stuff.
I'm as a cis person. I'm thinking in a cis perspective. But yes,
Thank you for that comment.
Right, I'm being
Yes.
woke when I'm counting out everyone else's experience.
I mean, I'm just saying it's okay if you're a cis woman that likes anal stuff, but I also fucking hate it how every fucking person who is either a cis man or cis woman that likes anal stuff just tells me that I just don't understand it. And I'm like, no,
You probably just don't know how to relax.
You
your
just
butthole.
have a different butthole than I do. Like, can we all agree that we all have different buttholes?
I've never seen a butthole that didn't look like every other butthole I've ever seen.
We all have very, very different buttholes and bodies and minds. And
No, I'm just kidding. They come in very many different shades. Specifically.
Definitely shades. Yeah. Mostly just shades. There's everything else is very similar.
Me and Jeff actually share a butthole.
Yeah.
It looks every butthole looks like
Oh, then we know each other very, very well.
every butthole looks like Cartman from South Park, frustrated with just like his face. All right, this isn't landing for anyone, but it's
No,
extremely funny if you get it.
No,
Yeah.
I mean this would have been great in like 2001.
That's also what I say about anal. This would have been great.
This would have been great in 2001.
No, that's not true. I was 10 years old.
I was a junior in high school.
All right,
Damn.
this is what buttholes look like to me.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
That is what
Wait,
a
the
butthole
eyes
looks
or the mouth?
Dude,
like. The eyes.
The eyes.
The Vonnegut
Yeah.
Breakfast of Champions butthole is like one of the best things that's ever been in a book.
No, you.
Damn, I could eat breakfast too.
See, wait, go up. I know it's not touchscreen. Go up.
You're like a baby looking at a poster.
That's what my butthole looks like.
Oh, this one.
Yes, anytime anyone tries to put anything inside of it.
It's Cartman with a red face.
Yeah, that's what mine.
Put it in the show notes.
Yeah, right. I'll just put it. That'll just be the new
MD's
podcast logo.
butthole.
It's just-
I mean, we have covered it extensively on this episode. We got the ringworm stuff.
That's
we got
true.
the angry Cartman stuff.
My ringworm / pityriasis
Rosea.
Rosea.
No, that is
It's
you're,
real.
dude. You're thinking of Cory Booker's girlfriend. That's
I cannot believe that
Rosario
Rosario
Dawson.
Dawson is dating Cory. I hate
Oh, yeah,
it
there's
so
still.
much.
That's
Yeah.
I hate
crazy.
that so much.
That's
Dude,
so
Eric
funny.
Andre
He's
was
not
so
even
cool.
hot. Like, I don't even understand.
And
He
Eric
looks like
Andre
a
is
thumb.
hot and super cool and is a Bernie bro. So.
Dude.
Can you believe that? So,
Have I told my Eric Andre story on this podcast?
no.
I had a. Go ahead. You finish it.
I just can't believe said he and Hannibal are friends.
Oh yeah, whatever. I don't. People are weird.
Yeah, people can have different politics and be friends if they're not me.
So just very briefly, my Eric Andre story is that he did a show in Iowa City.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. And I had a student who I literally. It is so hard to fail one of my classes because I think that grades are stupid. Mm-hmm. So like it's really really hard. But this student, this student was like a what in the trans community would be known as like a freshly cracked egg, like someone who just figured it out and just is getting ready to transition or whatever. And like so his personality was just this raw, he was just like a giant raw nerve or whatever, and he was like super smart but like super pretentious and like obnoxious and shitting on people in class and super insecure, right? And like I mean that's not why he failed. He failed because he stopped showing up and didn't turn in a single assignment or whatever. And I just like had literally I would have gotten fired if I hadn't failed.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I like always had a soft spot, and I literally would like emailed him constantly and was like, dude, like just turn it in. It'll be like you turned it in on time. Like just turn it in. Like I emailed this kid like 20 times. Anyway, but I always had like a soft spot. Anyway, so like the next semester, Eric Andre did a show in Iowa City, and then like I was like having breakfast on like the balcony of something, and I saw him walking with my student, and they were just talking, and they were just like, and literally I just saw them walk around. Because I was just like downtown, and like for 5 hours they were just walking around and talking. It was like the sweetest.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So he's like, I would lie down.
Eric
in traffic
Andre
for that
rules.
Dude.
Dude, the Eric Andre show is the funniest thing I've ever seen. That dude is like so much better than every other fucking comic. He's got like, I mean, I guess he's like barely even really a stand-up. Like, I don't think that's.
Yeah, like oh shit, gonna call.
I'll call her back later. Whatever.
You should. She's like started to take off her pants like 100 feet away from the bathroom.
Yeah, I think she thinks she's at home.
Well, that's nice. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh no, I mean that all got derailed or whatever.
Eric Andre is funny. The show is funny.
I think when Mary Devon gets back, we got one more riff in us.
Oh, for sure, tops.
But yeah,
I'll bring something to the table. We'll see. See what I can do.
Yeah, what you got?
The chef's in the kitchen.
I got fucking
riff on the cat, dog.
Yeah.
The cat's here.
It's a good cat.
Roast the cat. My man looking like
I'm not gonna roast
small lion.
If anything, I would just talk about how cool the cat is.
Oh yeah, that's
it's
always
been avoiding me the entire time.
If there's ever been a good premise in comedy, it's this thing is really cool.
Hey man, that's my whole fucking thing. No, it's not. No, it's usually
it's mostly I am.
Everyone
bad.
else is cool, but I am terrible.
Yeah,
I had like, I mean, I've had a million moments like this or whatever, but I was like,
feeling like shit and like being fucking vulnerable to Izzy, being like, I don't think I'm good at comedy. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Like, this is not like my shit's not funny. And she was like, "Well, I laugh when you tickle me." So.
What the fuck, dude?
Why you could?
That's
like,
awesome. Yeah.
And she was kind of fucking with me, but she was also like, I don't know, maybe just tickle him.
Just tickle him,
man.
Dude, that'd be like if Susanna was like, I feel like I'm a bad cook, and I'm like, I don't know, when I'm hungry, like really hungry, it's all right.
I'll eat. Man, that is the weird thing about like being with another comic is like talking about that stuff about like, oh man, I don't know. It's like, but also she had a rough night or whatever also. So it's like, yeah, fuck you. Like I'm also like, we're both going through the same. You
really have to line up.
Conversation is very
your shit
different.
for like when you're going to be able to like be on each other's level for like feeling good or bad.
Right. Yeah.
Like, it's stupid. It's one of the worst instincts ever in a relationship is when you're, like, upset and jealous at someone else's, like, happiness or success.
Right.
But if you're in the same field, it does make more sense that you could, like, be resentful.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, it's hard. Like, it's not even... It's just... Even just talking about, like, when, like, if I have a shit set and, like, you either had a good set or also had a shit set or just had a fucking crazy day at work. It's like, I don't want to hear about your shitty open mic set or that set on your show, because it's like that's like, and then the reverse also happens, like with you and I as well. you know,
Yeah,
that makes
totally.
sense. Yeah, it's like it's a harder. I feel like it is like it's easier in a lot of ways because a lot of people are always like, "Oh, but it's looking great. You guys probably like write together and talk about it." It's like, no, we don't. No, we
yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
No, but
Have
I
you
feel
seen
like we've
either of us
gotten-
on stage? We're very different.
But we've gotten
Sylvia
really
Plath
good.
and Ted Hughes were just constantly collaborating.
We've gotten really good at like just being like, I don't want to fucking. I mean, at least
Yeah.
I do this. I'm like, I don't want to fucking talk about it. I just want to watch TV. And I've told you before, like, I'm like, I don't want to hear about your open mic.
Right.
And I feel like as a partner, it's okay to be like, I don't want to hear about this one night at your open mic.
Yeah. Yeah. If there's like, I feel like if there's like something like, I don't know.
Even if I'm just stressed
important
out,
or-
because my job is so stupid and stressful that like I just don't. It's actually more like I feel like both of us are dating comedians and managing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like both of us are people who are dating comedians, and the fact that we are both comedians is secondary to the fact that dating comedians is horrible. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, your primary identity is that you unfortunately have to be in a relationship with a
Yes.
comedian.
Yeah.
The
And we
fact
also
that you
both
are
happen to be
comics
comedians.
is
But there's
irrelevant.
like literally no camaraderie or anything.
Yeah.
No, there's none. I mean, like you and I,
Like, we're supportive of each other,
stand up
but,
is like a singular activity, and I mean, we're somewhat supportive of each other. But like, I would throw you under
Okay,
the fucking
I'm
bus.
very supportive.
Well, I mean, if I got an opportunity, I would throw you under the fucking bus if they were like,
Like
Yeah, I
if
would,
you followed him and you were just like,
If it was
that
like-
motherfucker sucked ass.
well,
yeah,
like
I
if
would,
someone
I
was
would probably
like,
just recommend you have the opportunity. So I'm better.
I mean,
I think I've seen this one on X videos, man.
but you know what I mean? Like, if there was ever something where it was like one comic should get this thing,
Yeah,
like,
I would
be
suggest
like,
you.
me.
Yeah.
I would say the same thing.
Oh, thank
but
you. But yeah, no, I would say me. I agree.
Yeah, no, I know.
Good-
I
good
know
call.
you would. Yeah,
Thank you.
no.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you're very, very supportive of me, but I will not clock that as support.
Honestly, I'd say Hannibal. Maybe Pete Holmes.
You can keep in the thing about Hannibal, but yeah, I'm fine with it.
So you want me to cut it? Is that what you're telling me?
I'm saying it's okay if you keep it in.
But you want me to cut it?
I do.
Yeah, all right.
But you don't have to. Just if it's a problem,
no,
it's
I'll
fine.
cut it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Wow, Mary Devon notoriously not supportive of male comedians. Apparently.
Blackmail comedian.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not black, so
Oh, what's the name of the local comic who Sean Patton was talking about on his episode?
Beat up, get paid.
Beat up, get
B-Dub.
paid. That's who I recommend.
dude, beat up rules.
Beat up, get paid, man.
He hasn't really been doing comedy because he's been emceeing on Bourbon Street.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
The dream.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, shit, dude. Like, if you can be that energy,
If you
all
can
the time,
beat
like,
up,
yeah.
get paid.
yeah. I mean, like,
To
it-
beat up, get paid, or not to be
I love beat up, get
Yeah,
paid.
no. Whenever we come to me and Ted's mic, we'd always put him up first because, like, he just would have this energy that would
brings
just,
the
like, turn that room around, and there'd be, like, 6 people in there. Be like, all right, yeah, we actually give a shit about being here now.
Yeah.
man, I want a
I'm tapped
ridiculous comedy name.
Dude, what would it be? Because there's already Ben Hoffman, so
And there's already a B-Dub Get Paid.
yeah.
Which
Yeah.
I feel like would.
Oh,
Suze is awake, by the way.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to put some more Xanax in her coffee or whatever.
She heard that Hannibal bit and was like, what?
yeah, I don't know about her name, but I do think that for like a comedy catchphrase, I might go with "Shtup my little tuchus."
That's good.
So yeah, so we've already got ever heard of it.
Yeah.
Stuff in little tuckers. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I
Yeah.
don't know.
You can't pick your own catchphrase. It
Yeah.
has to happen to you. And I don't have
No, I picked it.
All right. Stuff in little tuckers.
Shut my little
Yeah, but it is pretty spot on. I mean, it's the one that you should have.
Oh,
so
yeah, for sure.
it's-
Feels right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't pick your own nickname, though. I won't let you do that.
but I can shtup my own tuchus.
That's true. I forgot about that.
SMOT. Right.
What?
Shut my
Smot?
own tuchus.
My little
Okay.
tuchus. Like
Oh.
SMLT, like it's a sandwich.
SMLT.
That sounds
Sadism,
horrible.
masochism, lettuce, and tomato.
Oh, yeah, dude.
All right. Oh, is that the
Yeah,
episode?
Mary Devins is
Did we do
gonna
enough?
die, so we should probably stop.
Yeah.
I hated how Benjamin and I have switched places.
We really have. I feel so much better. We did some kind of psychic transfer.
You did it bad to me.
Yeah, that's what she said.
That would not be good.
Well, we do share a butthole, so.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's a call.
Yeah, we said that earlier.
Oh yeah, listen to the Blurst of Times.
Hell yeah, dude. Best outro ever.
Wait, no, it's actually good though.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we've talked about the podcast before, but it's very good. If you like The Simpsons, listen to the Blurst of Times.
Blurst.mo.
Yes.
Also,
Blurst.mo.
M-O-E.
Oh, M-O. Oh, that's
like
hilarious.
Mo,
Dude,
the character.
okay.
Yeah, that's
I
why
thought you were
it's-
just from Missouri or something.
No. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Blurst.mo.
The Simpsons are a catalyst for talking about
Society
basically it's
and
y'all's
culture.
podcast, but like we talk about The Simpsons 2/3 of it.
Perfect.
he defends Apu for the entire time.
No,
Dude, speaking of
I
which-
have edited all of that out.
Dude.
All right. Well, on that note, I love you, Kate. Thanks,
All right.
Geoffrey Gauchet.
Thanks,
Yeah, thanks for having me,
Gauchet.
guys.
Listen to the Blurst of Times. Blurst.mo. M-O-E. Peace.